Jim Kelly was the USFL's most valuable player for the season of 1984. This quarterback made financial headlines first. Steve Young, who signed with Los Angeles for a contract said to be worth more than $40 million. Young didn't join the team until the sixth game, but his passing and his running helped Express to 8 wins in Young's 13 starts. Injury cut short the rookie season of Walter Lewis, formerly of Alabama, now of the Memphis Showboats. Vince Evans was with Chicago, now with Denver, running that run-and-shoot offense. And Cliff Stout's steady professionalism took Birmingham to the playoffs. And Doug Flutie carries charisma, ability, a big contract, and the future of the New Jersey Generals on his shoulders. Flutie rewrote the NCAA record book at Boston College. Now this collegiate star aims to join the USFL's Galaxy of Stars as the USFL begins its third season tonight here on ESPN. It is nearly a perfect night for this opening of the 1985 USFL season here on ESPN. Temperature in the 70s. There is a breeze as Orlando comes across state to meet the Tampa Bay Bandits. And good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Simpson, happy to be back for 1985. There's some changes, there's some speculation, and there's routine in the USFL. The changes, no longer 18 teams, there are 14 teams in the USFL. The speculation, is this indeed the last spring season the USFL will play? Will they indeed go to the fall of '86 as they're promising to do? And as far as routine, for the third consecutive year, 3 and 3 tries, the Heisman Trophy winner has signed with the USFL, in this case, Doug Flutie. And this never changes. My compatriot is Paul McGuire. Let's take the speculation that changes the Heisman Trophy winner and discard them for the moment and talk about tonight's game, Paul. Orlando, ex-Washington, and Tampa Bay, a great franchise.
Well, the key to the Orlando Renegades has got to be Jerry Goldstein. The reason I say that is because during preseason, Orlando, they could not run the football. Jerry Goldstein does not have a strong arm, 45 yards and in. Maybe that's the effectiveness of him. But I think they're going to throw anywhere from the 10 to 16 intermediate routes. On the other hand, with Tampa Bay, 2 people. First of all, John Reeves, the quarterback. He is an excellent football player. He only appeared 5 times in preseason. All 5 times he scored. John Reeves has got another guy, Gary Anderson, coming out of the backfield. They're going to play Orlando. Neil Colsey on Gary Anderson to try that matchup. I don't think it's going to work.
John Reeves, last season, threw for more than 4,000 yards. Another star in the USFL Galaxy. We'll come back with the game in just a moment. The crowd tonight expected to be between 45 and 50,000. Perfect weather as we start our third season of the USFL on ESPN. 79 degrees, partly cloudy. The breeze that we spoke of is out of the southeast at 7 miles per hour, and there's little or no chance of rain, about 30%. The opening for Lee Corso of Orlando, ex of Indiana, ex of Louisville, and who went to school at Florida State up in Tallahassee. This is his first championship game. He was 2-1 in the preseason. On the other side, one of the most laid-back and innovative men in professional football as a coach, and that is Steve Spurrier. His team has won the toss and will receive. Spurrier is 25-11, and last year took his team to the playoffs. And of course, the last time we saw Steve was at Wembley Stadium in England when he came out in +4s to play a game over there in July.
Jim, there's no one any more laid back for a football game than that man.
Here's your USFL alignment. We told you there have been some changes, only 14 teams. The Federals, of course, have become the Orlando Renegades. The Maulers and Chicago Blitz have ceased operations, although Chicago may start again someday. Philadelphia has moved down to Baltimore, actually in College Park, until the stadium becomes ready. New Orleans has gone out to Portland, where Paul and I will be in a week. Michigan has gone on to become part of the Oakland Invaders, and Oklahoma's gone on down to Tempe, Arizona, to become part of the Arizona Wranglers, and they call themselves the Arizona Outlaws. And so now Jeff Brockhouse, number 5 out of Missouri, will kick off. He won the battle in camp. There were 6 kickers in camp. And Brockhouse won the job that he held with the Federals last year. Futrell, 34, and Steve Carter, 11. And the left-hand side of your corner are the deep men. Bobby Futrell, a cornerback, has just been reactivated before tonight's game, just within the last hour or so. So he is a new addition for this game to the roster, even though he has been on the squad throughout training camp. All right, the Renegades, they get their first shot. They're kicking with the wind. And to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay wants Carter to get it, and Steve Carter's got it. He led Division II in kickoff returns a couple of years ago and gets out to about the 20-yard line, and that is about it. John Reeves will start at quarterback, of course, number 7, one of the Galaxy stars of the USFL. They may use the one-back offense. If they do, it'll be Gary Anderson, 43. If they go to two backs, it'll be Gary Anderson and Greg Boone, 21. Your wide receivers, and there'll be a lot of those in the game. Willie Gillespie, 89, will start. Eric Trevelyan, 84, will start. The good tight end Marvin Harvey will start, 87. Dan Fike and Reggie Smith, the tackles. Pitcock and Newton, the guards. And Chris Foote is at center. We can see it is a two tight end offense now with Jerry Price and Gary Anderson, the only man there. Reeves back to throw. Reeves across the way, intended across the way for Jerry Price, the tight end, no good. Neil Colsey, in an unusual role tonight, made the breakup. Scott Hutchinson, 66, Joe Ehrman, 74, James Scott, 77, Kevin Kellen, 94, the front four for Orlando. Kelvin Atkins, 55, Jeff Gableson, 51, the linebacker. Colsey, 30, normally a safety, will be playing in a linebacker or rover position tonight. There's Gay Anderson going straight ahead for a couple of yards only, and down they go. Lupe Sanchez and Albert Gray are the cornerbacks. Victor Jackson and Mike Guess are the safeties. And Jeff Gableson, there's that trivia question we keep talking about, Paul. Who's the first man to intercept a pass of Doug Flutie? He did it not once, but twice. Gableson.
Well, the ball also hit him in the numbers.
On the 5 on one pass, on the 1 on the other. The ball is third down at the 23-yard line. Initial possession. This time Larry Brodsky is in and is wide to the left. Gillespie comes out to the right, still the one-back offense with Price, the other tight end, split to the left. Reeves has the time, dumps it across the middle, and it is dropped out there, intended for Eric Trevelyan. The man right there with him dropping off was Kevin Kellen, the defensive end. And Orlando has held on the first series of downs, and in comes Zenon Andrusician to kick the ball away. Andrusician now in his 15th year. Averaged 35.7 in preseason. That's what he did last year. Victor Jackson is the man deep out of Bowie State. Andrusician, good kick, being held up. Jackson, no fair catch called for. Lost the ball, but it is picked up. Out is taken by Tampa Bay. What a mistake by Victor Jackson. The man was right on him, and the man that came up with the ball is Joel Blunk out of Duke, a reserve running back. And a big break there. Orlando never had a turnover until the New Jersey game last week, and here's a costly turnover.
Well, Victor Jackson, when you're talking about a costly turnover, Jim, he thought he was going to fake out the defensive man coming downfield. Watch, at the last second he reaches for the ball. If you know you don't have control of the football, don't touch the ball. Then Albert Gray picked the ball up. He fumbled. Joel Blunk gets it. Look at Victor Jackson. He knew he had no choice of getting the ball. Number 26, Dwayne Anderson, is the guy that hit him. Now Tampa Bay has the ball.
And Boone is the one back in the one-back offense, number 21. He's a little overweight. Another Duke man, whereas Steve Sloan was the offensive coordinator. That is Boone carrying the ball, and Boone does a fair job picking up 4 yards as he was missed in the backfield. Victor Jackson came up to force. He got past him. Mike Guess also in. That takes the ball to the 35, second down and 7.
You said he's a little bit overweight. He's about 20 pounds overweight. Boone came in, and if you remember from last year, what a tremendous football player he is. And they have not really given him the ball that much in preseason because he kind of waddles a little bit.
Second down from the 35. Here's Reeves. Hasn't completed one yet. Trying to go deep for Trevelyan, and he won't get there. In the end zone, Trevelyan does not get there. Fred Nichols, a nickel back. Actually, he becomes the dime back because Neil Colsey, listed as a linebacker, is your 5th back.
All right, here goes Trevelyan on Nichols. Now watch, he turns Nichols around. Nichols is 25. Trevelyan hasn't beaten here. The ball's just overthrown about 3 yards. Eric was in stride, ready to catch the ball, but Reeves a little long. Now remember, the first 5 drives that he had in preseason, John Reeves we're talking about, scored on all 5. This is his second drive, did not score in the first.
First time they've had the 2 backs in there on 3rd down 7. And there's a fake to Anderson. Reeves is going to be picked from behind. Back at the 45, almost fumbled the ball. It is picked up, and there goes Ken Times, and the play is alive, and Times has the ball inside the 20. Now here's Lee Corso saying the one thing I object to is the fact that you can advance a fumble. He said, even if it goes against me, I object. But in one format, I don't think at this moment Lee Corso objects.
He was very adamant. Ken Times is the man that not only gets the Reeves from the backside, strips the ball. I believe it's Times. Take a look to the left of the screen. It's going to come from behind. It is Times. He knocks the ball out. Reeves goes down. Now watch what happened. Reeves' back is on the ball. Times gets it back up. If Reeves had touched him at that point, Times would have been down. The official was right on the play, but a great hustle job by Gary Anderson to stop Times from scoring a touchdown.
We're in the first quarter, and there is no score. 12:23 to go in a battle of turnovers, and Orlando's got great field position. The ball is at the 14-yard line. Corso's team has had quite a reversal since Vaughn Jackson dropped the ball. Ricky Simmons goes wide to the right, number 7. Joey Walters wide to the left, 17. Goldstein, number 12, is your quarterback. Bledsoe, 23. Odom, 36, are your setbacks. And Goldstein lost the ball and lost a couple of yards. James Harrell, the first to hit him, number 50. Durger, Corbin, Fisher, Fulton, and Patton from left tackle to right tackle. And defensively for Tampa Bay, Butler 74, Simmons or 77, Simmons 74, Clark 79, the front 3. Harrell 50, Kurtzbaum 51, Office 52, he's a surprise. Alonzo Johnson 58, your linebackers. Bailey 25, Hanna 20, your corners. Bedoin 28, Henderson 23. Your safety, Jeff George, for the first time in 36 games, not starting at cornerback tonight for Tampa Bay. Second down and about 12. Goldstein has the pocket, has a man, but it's underthrown, and it is not picked off. Getting up is Warren Hanna, who thought he might have had the interception. It was intended for Ricky Simmons. Tom Mutt, 81. Jerry Parrish, 85. 2 new wide receivers. Walters is in there. They've got 4 wide receivers. Goldstein's got the time, puts it up in the corner. Battle there, and out of bounds. Out of bounds, caught by Parrish with Jeff George defending. And so now comes Jeff Brockhorst on to attempt the field goal.
Well, Parrish is there, and you talk about concentration on a football. Goldstein just misses this by about a half a yard, but the coverage was there. The fly pattern, he's up, thrown to the corner of the end zone. Look at this pass. It's a beautiful pass. Parrish is there. He's going to catch the ball out of bounds. The coverage is also there. About a half a yard short.
Now a 33-yard field goal attempt by Jeff Brockhouse out of Missouri.
Did not use a tee.
One of the few, if not the only one in the league that does not, but from 30, he's off to the side, and from 33 yards out, Brockhouse misses the field goal attempt. And it's no score still. Back to Tampa Bay in a moment. John Reeves still looking for his first pass completion of the night. Quick pitch back, and this is Gary Anderson out of Arkansas. They expect big things out of Anderson, but Victor Jackson is down the bottom there, number 20, the strong side safety, who made the stop. They say, Paul, that Gary is beefed up in his chest, stronger, more mature, and everybody expects him just to have the super kind of, how much better can he get?
You know, when they talk about this young man, building up his upper chest, Jim, I went down and interviewed the players for the NFL draft that we do on ESPN, and I'll tell you, every single kid that I talked to, either backfield man or receiver, talked about his upper body strength as the thing that they had to work on.
Brodsky is in and wide to the left.
Reverse.
And here's reverse. And that is Woody Gillespie, and he's got an open field in front of him. There was a missed tackle in the backfield, and now he's going to pick up a lot of yardage across the 45-yard line. Mike Guess finally ran him out of bounds, along with Lupe Sanchez. But there was a missed tackle in the backfield that would have been a loss, and instead Gillespie picks up a ton of yardage.
I think it was Kevin Kelvin, number 68, that misses the tackle. Anderson to Gillespie. Take a look at Reeves is trying to block him, and that is Kellen, excuse me. He misses the tackle. Brodsky's downfield blocking. And Gillespie, it's amazing the pursuit was not there. Everybody went with the reverse. When you have that much room outside, you know that.
Ball at the 47-yard line after a 23-yard pickup. There's the fake. This time Anderson keeps it, and right on top of him is Lupe Sanchez, the #1 draft choice of Arizona a year ago. Number 21, All-American at UCLA.
Jim, the run in the last 3 plays that Tampa Bay ran is from a triple formation. The tight end to one side, a wide receiver to one side, and they're taking Boone, the fullback, and putting him up on the wing next to the tight end. His job is to block the linebacker if the tight end doesn't get him, slide off and get the safety.
2nd down and 12. Ball at the 45-yard line. No score first quarter. And he may have taken too much time. May have taken too much, although 7 seconds still show on the clock. Perhaps somebody moved, Paul.
All right, let me go back and explain something. I said that it was Kevin Kellen. Sorry, Kevin. His number was changed. It is now 94. The man who was Scott Hutchinson was the man that missed the play in the backfield.
There have been some numbers changes on both squads and some activations, but it's about what you normally expect at the beginning of a season, especially with a team that has been transferred from one city to another and has been shuffling people in and out of camp. 2nd down now and 17 from the 40. Reeves still looking for a completed pass. Has the time, puts it out here, and there's Trevelyan, who was tripping all over Sanchez, but no harm, no foul as the ball goes out of bounds. And it's 3rd down.
Jim, I just looked at the defense now for the Orlando Renegades. They've got 4 down linemen. They've got 2 linebackers. They moved 2 safeties up, and what they were doing on that particular play, they were playing man-to-man with the 2 corners, which is Sanchez and Gray, on Jackson, number 88, and Trevelyan. And that time, Jackson on the top side went to the outside. Sanchez fell down, and he was open, and also Eric Trevelyan was open. So if they get that same defense again, you can believe they've got to go with an out and up.
Well, you know that Orlando plays nothing but man-to-man, or at least has shown nothing but man-to-man thus far in preseason. 3rd down now and a ton, about 17 to go. Here's Reeves, and he's in trouble again. Gets the ball away, and it is incomplete. That's Gary Anderson across the way, and Kelvin Atkins was the man who had a shot at the ball, and Reeves, who had that great year last year, and a great preseason, still comes off looking for his first completed pass. The nearest anyone has come to a score as Anderson is coming in to punt the ball away is a 33-yard miss by Brockhouse. Victor Jackson, the deep man. I don't think he'll make the same mistake again. If he does, he will not be back there a 3rd time.
And Lee Corso is an honest man, Jim, because he told us he was going to go after Reeves, and that's exactly what they're doing.
4th down. And Musician gets the ball away. Another beauty. Another beauty. Now he's got to let this thing go. Even if it goes out of bounds, it will not go out of bounds. Goes into the end zone and will come out to the 20-yard line. There's a big break there. 9:31 to go. First quarter, there is no score. That was a 59-yard punt, but of course they only pick up 39 yards. First down, Goldstein, the quarterback. He started for the Bucks here. And there's his first completed pass, and that is Bledsoe coming out of the backfield and may have the first down across the 30-yard line. Alonzo Johnson, number 58, put him out. Bledsoe did not play a week ago. He's been suffering with a thigh bruise, but he's okay now.
All right, Curtis Bledsoe, all he's doing is coming out. He's going to hook up about 6 yards. And you see Alonzo Johnson, 58, off the player. Now he commits himself back to the inside. When that happens, Bledsoe makes the move back up, picks up about 9.5 yards. They're very close to the first down.
Perhaps afford to waste one here. Walters goes left and Simmons to the right. Let's see if Goldstein puts it up. On 2nd down on about a half a yard. Or whether he just chooses to grind it out. He chooses to grind it out, and Bledsoe's got the first down easily out to about the 33-yard line. 8:40 to go. Opening game, USFL on ESPN. Tampa Bay made it to the playoffs a year ago. And Renegades, brand new undertaking in the middle of the state of Florida, which lately has truly been able to say we are the Sunshine State. It is first down from a 33-yard line. Simmons out of Nebraska, about the only speed they've got if they run him in that entire Orlando backfield. They do not have a great deal of speed. Now Now they split their backs. Henry Odom is the other one, number 36. And they'll give it to Bledsoe, gained more than 1,000 yards last year, and he can't turn the corner at all. Kelly Kirchbaum, the leading tackler a year ago, made that stop, number 51, just disappearing out of your picture.
Well, it is common knowledge. We're not saying anything derogatory about the Orlando Renegades running backs because they are really not that fast. They don't have the great speed to get to the outside. That time, Kelly Kirchbaum, number 51, the inside linebacker, the left inside linebacker, made the play on the other side of the field on Bledsoe and held him only to a half-yard gain. It gives you an idea of the speed.
Well, if you asked the Orlando running backs, I'm sure they would tell you they are not blessed with great speed. That's why, as we said, Ricky Simmons is playing. They may run him tonight. Bledsoe the other way. He's a good hard runner. That's an example of it. And he takes a shot, but may have the first down at the 44-yard line. Looks as though he does. You can see that Tony Office is surprised, number 52, who had shots with Dallas, played a couple of years in Canada, but surprised that this pre-season camp made the stop.
This is just a good block, and he gets back to the outside. Fulton blocks Kelly Kirchbaum, and they get back to the inside. Bledsoe, you said power runner? Yeah, here comes Joey Walters now, number 17. Watch it. He's going to have to block downfield on Zach Henderson. You don't have to knock the man down. All you have to do is get in his way so the runner can move back to the inside. He did that.
Clock running. Nobody's had a sustained drive yet in the first quarter. 7:20 to go. No score. From the 44, Goldstein back on first down, and down he goes.
Fumble.
And there goes the ball again. This happened over against New Jersey. Office scores the touchdown. That's exactly what happened last week against New Jersey. That's what we said Corso thinks there's no design to that. Someone just drops the ball. Of course, it hit, but a man is able to pick it up and run it in. And Office, the surprise we're talking about, makes it 6-0. Harrell made the hit. Office picked up the ball.
You talk about get your lunch handed to you. That time, Jerry Goldstein got it. They came right up the middle on the blitz and just hammered him on first down. Passing situation. Tony Office, who has been, Jim, as you said, the complete surprise of this football team, just had a great preseason, picks up the ball in his first game, regular season game, for a touchdown.
You know, that happened twice. Recovered fumbles, one in the end zone and one returned a long distance against the Generals. Their first turnovers. It's the second turnover tonight. As you can see, Gillespie to hold for Andrew Sisson.
You better hurry.
They're running out of time. 4, 3, 2, 1. He kicks it up, and he just does not miss those. And it is 7-0. Isn't that incredible? Because in talking with Lee Corso, the one thing that he wanted to talk about, that he does not think this should be in football, and look what happened to him.
That was Harrell, James Harrell, number 50, who was an outside linebacker, stunted with Kelly Kirchbaum, number 51. He went inside, Kirchbaum went outside, the hole was there. Tony Office picks up the ball. Now watch, you see Kelly Kirchbaum, see 51 move to his left. Now coming underneath is Harrell, number 50. He's open, the guard missed him, did not make the play. Office picks it up, and it's goodbye.
Lightning strikes for the third time in a week. The Generals beat Orlando. Their only loss of the preseason last week, 24-14, with 14 of those points coming on recovered fumbles for scores. And now, Andrew Sisson will kick off, and Orlando, this is the moment, Paul. They not only have Tampa Bay tonight, they've got to go on to play New Jersey next week, and then Birmingham before going all the way out west. Things do not get easier for Orlando, and they got to pull themselves together if they're to get off to a good start.
That's absolutely correct. Look like, you know, the cheerleaders got new uniforms this year. they forgot most of it.
Here's Andrew Sisson to kick off. 7:07 to go in the first quarter. And the deep man is Jerry Parrish. Against Jacksonville, he returned 2 for touchdowns, one of which was called back. They got 3 men back there, but as Corso said, we want Parrish to return the ball.
Well, Lee's got to be a little upset. He had one fumble go for him, but they didn't score, and then one against him for a touchdown.
And here's Parrish at the 9. The 20, running out of room, and gets about the 24, and that is about it. And the initial tackle made by Joel Blunk, who recovered a fumble a little while ago.
The key to this whole sacking the quarterback or Goldstein is Kelly Kirschbaum right in the middle of your screen left. You'll see him take to the outside. That pulls the guard a little bit. The fullback's already got him. You see the guard missed him. Ed Fulton, he missed Harold totally. Red Kirschbaum, when that happened, Harold got to the quarterback. Office gets the touchdown.
Renegades down by 7 in their first ever game, sending Joey Walters to the right, number 17, Ricky Simmons to the left. No one back offense this time. Oldham is the up man, Bledsoe the deep man. And now, they may be moving in the line again, this time, however, against Orlando. Happened once to Tampa Bay.
Ball start. Offense, number 64.
That's Ed Fulton, who just missed the man that allowed the sack of Goldstein that caused the fumble. Fulton, an 8-year veteran out of Maryland, who played with the Rams and with Buffalo and with the Canadian Football League. Renegades have quite a following over Orlando, and the media likes them. And let's face it, they're doing everything they can to make the team a success, but they're starting from nearly scratch. The Federals had an abysmal season, well, the last 2 seasons, and they're trying to turn that on. Here's Goldstein putting it out there, and that almost is intercepted. The coverage by Hanno was nearly perfect. The ball was intended for Simmons. But that's the first time we've seen Jerry really try to throw the little short kind of pass that we thought we'd see from him more often.
You know, that time you saw Hanna staying on Simmons. But what happened was there was a double on the outside, and we'll show that sometime during the course of the game where Hanna knows that he has help from Zach Henderson on the outside deep. But that time Hanna saw Goldstein set up right away to throw that little quick out and up. He just stayed with him, and if the ball would have been on target, he'd have had a chance for the interception.
Tampa Bay by 7. First quarter, 6.5 minutes to go. Second down and 15. Good crowd on a balmy night. Goldstein's going to hit on this one, and that's to a man that caught more than anybody else last year, Joey Walters. 98 catches last year. Jeff George was over there. George did not start there tonight. As we said, Alvin Bailey did, and that kind of broke the streak for George, but he's been playing a lot. Crowd estimated between 45 and 50,000, and you know, of all the promotionals they have, you know, give away cars, pay off your mortgage, this is kazoo night at Tampa Bay.
All right, I got to get in. You know where the only place they're made, don't you?
That's right, Eden,
right where
New
I
York.
live, in Eden, New York.
That's a combination. McGuire Kazoo Factory in Eden, New York. How do the rest of the folks standing? Third down and about 8 to go. Goldstein got the time, and that ball is drilled short and caught by Odom coming out of the backfield, and Harrell was right on him. And so they got to kick it away.
Boy, is that great coverage by James Sherrill, number 50, on Henry Odom.
Let's face it, Mike Butler, James Harrell, just to name 2, they have been around and very successful in professional football. Butler was the #1 choice of the Packers. Harrell played 5 years for the Lions. Here's Greg Cater, ex of Buffalo, to kick the ball away. He hasn't kicked for him yet at all, and he does not get a good kick away here. The ball may turn. Whoop, it is caught there on a fair catch by Steve Carter. Outstanding field position just over the 35. 5:40 to go. 7-0 Tampa Bay. And now John Reeves will try to really get that offense in gear. Jim Simpson, Paul McGuire, our first of 50 games of the USFL to be televised on ESPN, 3 a week, all through to the playoffs in July. Ball at the 36-yard line. Tampa Bay leading by 7. First down for the Bandits. They love their Bandit ball in the Tampa area. Either a Bandit fan or a Buck fan. And here's Reeves still with the ball. Flips it out here, and the catch is made, and Gillespie tries to stay on his feet and now does the wise thing and gets out of bounds as Kelvin Atkins had him in his sight. Atkins, number 55.
Jim, you want to see how good a 35-year-old playing his game is? Joe Ehrman, number 74. Watch the move he makes right here. Look at that little spin on Newton. Back to the outside, and then Newton grabs him. That's holding. But Joe Ehrman made that initial move, then bang back around, swung around to the outside, was there, almost got to Reeves, but he was held.
He was a #1 draft choice of Baltimore back in '73, now studying for the ministry in off-season. It is second down, a loss on the play, 2nd and 14. Anderson is way wide to the right. He's not been a factor tonight, but he has handed off. Now they got him out as a wide receiver, and they're going for him, and he is clear, but the ball is thrown wide and out of bounds, and Reeves is standing with a hand on his hips. He knew he had his man, but he just threw the ball past the sideline and out of bounds.
Gary Anderson, Reeves is not sharp throwing the football. Now take a look at Gary Anderson is going to have his man beaten. That's Victor Jackson. Look at now Reeves throws the ball to the outside. He's running downfield, but this ball is out of bounds anyway. He wouldn't have had any chance. In fact, the cameraman caught the ball.
Third down and 14 from a 32. No offense by either team yet. The only touchdown on a fumble return for a touchdown. And here's Reeves. Looking, throwing, and that ball is not caught. Fine defensive play made there by number 55, Kelvin Atkins, who used to play for the Bears out of Illinois. The linebacker dropped off and knocked it down. Intended for Pavilion, and Steve Spurrier's group kind of sputtering along, but they've got to 7. Orlando's got nothing.
He is not happy with his offense, and the reason that time, if you take a look at it, you know, Jim, they had 2 players in the same position. That brings all the defense there.
They only played their number 1 offense very sparingly in preseason. Anderson's been punting well. Victor Jackson has a chance on this one, and Jackson is, well, he gets away. And gets away again. And Jackson has a fine return across the 40-yard line. And the Orlando Renegades will have Jerry Goldstein and company in much better field position. But remember, at one time, they had the ball on the 14-yard line, first down, and did not score. Now with the 14 teams instead of the 18. I like this. You can tell the teams of their east and their west. These are all eastern teams. Baltimore, Birmingham, Jacksonville, Memphis, New Jersey, Orlando, Tampa Bay. Now let's go west. These are all western teams. Arizona, Denver, Houston, Los Angeles, Oakland, Portland, San Antonio. East seems like east, west seems like west. That's as it should be.
I like that. You're smiling.
It seldom is in any sport that you get them really down the line like that. First down, Goldstein and his team looking for something. Bledsoe's a bit about their only offense. And here he gets 3 yards before James Harrell, number 50, makes the stop. Out at the 45-yard line. Called it second down and 7. And the clock shows 4:25 to go for a quarter.
Try to go under us.
Tell you what, there's some good games coming up tomorrow. Of course, Doug Flutie makes his debut playing for New Jersey down at Birmingham. But Houston with Jim Kelly, at Los Angeles with Steve Young tomorrow afternoon also. That's another outstanding matchup of 2 top young quarterbacks. Ricky Simmons wide to the right and Walters to the left. Goldstein with the fake. Puts it out there in a crowd, and it is picked off by Alvin Bailey. Another turnover, and Bailey is down inside the 30-yard line. At the 29, Goldstein floated that pass into a crowd of folks, only one of whom was wearing white.
You talk about terminology, you just hit it. Floated the ball. You've got to throw the ball when you're throwing it into the crowd. First of all, you don't do that. He's rolling out, and he's still rolling when he throws instead of setting himself to throw the ball. Now he's throwing to Eccles. Look at Alvin Bailey coming up the ball. He had to jump to get it. The man that's going to make the tackle on the end of this is Curtis Bledsoe, the one that saves the touchdown. You'll see Bledsoe right there that gets Alvin Bailey by the feet, but he should have never thrown that ball into a crowd.
Another turnover. That's the 3rd for Orlando. None until last week. And there's Anderson busting into the secondary and down to about the 22. Victor Jackson, a good strong safety out of Bowie State, along with Mike Guest, the free safety, 44, make the stop. Tampa Bay, and, well, Orlando's had one chance. Tampa Bay has had many chances. They've only scored with their defense, and now they're trying to do with their offense set up by their defense. Anderson wide to the right. Remember last time he beat Jackson coming down here. Let's see if Reeves looks for him again. Now he's going to hand the ball off to Boone, and Boone has Mike Guest wrapped around him, but Boone's got the first down inside the 15-yard line.
A little added weight helps.
That's what he's saying to the coach.
He got to the hole very, very quickly. He has not looks like he hasn't lost his quickness anyway. As Boone was there, that hole was open. They don't spend much time in the huddle.
Gillespie to the left, Rebellion to the right. First down from the 12-yard line. Orlando must not only hold, but they've got to generate some kind of offense. Reggie Collier can't play tonight. There's Reeves, he's going to float it, and that ball is almost intercepted by Guess and then almost brought down by Trevelyan, but it's incomplete.
I think that time that Reeves was trying to look for a pass interference penalty on Trevelyan because he throws this ball, and there's going to be 3 people out there when he's throwing to Trevelyan. There's 1, there's 2, there's Guess,
there's no
almost
interference there.
But when you're talking about holding at the line of scrimmage by Lupe Sanchez, number 21, didn't get it, but he still threw it into a crowd.
Now they have 2 wide receivers to the right and Anderson to the left. Spencer Jackson has joined Trevelyan on the right side. On second down, Guessing on the blitz, and Boone gets down inside the 10-yard line, and that is all. Atkins makes the stop. They had a safety blitz on at the time, but they went away from the blitz. And now it's third down. And long yardage to go, but they are inside the 10 at the 8.
That situation where you put Eric Trevelyan, number 84, and Willie Gillespie, number 89, on the same side, and then take Gary Anderson, 43, to the other side wide, with only Boone in the backfield, it is a passing situation. That time he audibilized to Boone and picked up a few.
Well, they've got the same kind of situation now. Gillespie and Trevelyan to the right, and Anderson to the left. Reeves rolling to the right. Reeves looking. Reeves throwing, and that ball is caught and may be a first down. That's Gillespie with Albert Gray on him, and he may have enough for the first down, and does. It should be first and goal to go.
Jim, this
is going to measure.
All right, this is strictly rollout by Reeves. Now watch, he's got Boone blocking for him, and he knows he has time. Now watch what he's doing. He's waiting for the Gillespie to make the break. Now he tells him, go to the inside because you're covered. He threw the ball on the run away. It was a good pass, but he threw it back to the inside where Gillespie can make the catch and fall down for the first down. I got to believe he has it.
Well, a linesperson was lined up as though he had it. They called for a measurement, and he does not have it.
So you go. You got to go.
You got to go. Fourth down and that much to go inside the 5. They lead by 7. Dan Fike is looking to the sidelines. No one has called time. 1:27 to go in this rather long first quarter that has been punctuated by turnovers, which I guess goes with the opening game of any season in any sport.
Exactly. But one thing, though, not too many penalties. There were 2 movement in the line, one by Tampa Bay, one by Orlando. But that basically all it is, and that seems to be sound football when you don't make that many mistakes. Of course, we have 3 more quarters to go.
2 tight ends. They'll use the I formation. All they need is a couple of inches. Your guess, Boone or Anderson?
Sneak.
Anderson, touchdown, looks like it.
Jim, they go to the left because Dan Fike, number 73, and 64, Chuck Pitcock, they're over there. And take a look at the left side. 73, and then Price is also the tight end. There's the man that gets the block. Price just put Colsey, number 30, on his back. What that happens, watch the tight end, 86. You see Colsey? When you look back to the inside, there is the hole, and because Colsey is laying under that pile. What a great block by Price, the tight end.
And position with Gillespie to hold again. And as you said, he just doesn't miss those. Not after 15 years, they are almost automatic. Good crowd, and they've got to enjoy what they see. A 14-0 lead. Defense scored 1 touchdown for Tampa Bay. And then Bailey's interception return to the 29 set up the other touchdown by Gary Anderson of Tampa Bay, and it's 14-0. Here are the runners of last year. Cribbs of Birmingham, Bryan of Philadelphia, Walker, New Jersey. Then the next 3 are on these teams. Bledsoe, Washington, of course, is now Orlando, and Boone and Anderson within a yard of each other over the 1,000-yard mark.
Okay, Jim, we set up at the beginning of the game, we talked about the key to Orlando is Jerry Goldstein, for the simple fact that this team, during the preseason, and we'll repeat it, could not run the football very well. First of all, they do not have a speed back in the backfield. They have power backs, and they've had a problem because one of the things, you've got to get your offensive line together, and they've got to work together. That's going to take time, and they know that. So they had to depend coming into this game on that man right there, Jerry Goldstein. He has not had a good first quarter. He When we talked to him before the game, Jim, he seemed uptight. He seemed nervous. He is a veteran. He's played here in this stadium before with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is a good quarterback. Not a very strong arm. We're talking over 45 yards, but he is smart enough to read the defenses. He is the man that has to move this football team.
I think the point, as you take a look at Parrish deep, was that tentative pass he threw, that floater that Bailey intercepted. That showed a little nerves right there, and that helped set up the second touchdown. Now, this is not going to be taken by Parrish. This is not what they wanted to happen. Instead, it is taken by the running back, William Miller, and Miller gets out to about the 25-yard line. And now Lee Corso exhorts his team and his quarterback, Gary Goldstein, to come on and get something going. Repeat, Reggie Collier hit his finger, happens so often, on the helmet of a man in scrimmage, and it's kind of been like a cigar cast. He is the third quarterback, and only if Goldstein and his backup, Pasarkowitz, go down can Collier play tonight. There's the scoring drive. Only took 29 yards before Anderson went over from 3 yards out. Of course, it only took 29 yards because of Bailey's interception. Now let's see what the Renegades do down 14-0 in the last minute of the first quarter. Let's see if he zips it. Zips it out there on the side, but Ricky Simmons can't reach it at the 37-yard line, and it's second down.
Credit that play to James Harrell, number 50, again, the linebacker, because James Harrell got out far enough and deep enough where Goldstein had to throw the ball over him. When he did that, he threw it too far, too high, and it was out of bounds. No chance for the ball.
Bringing in the play is Tom Mutt out of Rhode Island, where he set all kinds of records running the University of Rhode Island. His number is 81, and he is out to the right as they've got 3 wide receivers on second down. Corso has to open up. And here is Goldstein. He's got the time, and he throws it to the up man, and Mutt can't hold on to the ball as Harrell throws him down.
But Jim, you're still only throwing a 2-yard pattern. I mean, you've got to go downfield with it anywhere in that 10 to 12-yard area. That's got to be in front of the safeties, behind the linebackers. That time he tried to throw the ball to Mutt in front of a linebacker. They were there, made the play.
It appears to me, Paul, that Goldstein most of the time does have more time to allow his patterns to develop. It appears.
Well,
agree or disagree?
I agree with you. Another thing, too, what you have to do in a situation like that, when the linebackers are dropping that far off, you've got to throw a screen pass in there somewhere or run a draw in there somewhere. Of course, it's 3rd and 10.
There's Goldstein. Under pressure this time, and down he goes at the 15-yard line. Under big pressure from Alonzo Johnson and Fred Nordgren, who was the man who actually made the sack. Number 68. He had a great preseason, even though Simmons started over him tonight.
So you credit the defensive secondary first for this, because watch, Jerry Goldstein has no one to throw the football to. If he would have looked to Bledsoe coming out of the backfield, he might have been able to hit him, but then you have Fred Nordgren, number 68, in your face, and that's not a lot of fun.
Remember, Greg Cater did not have a good punt his first time. And that's short and wobbly a second time, but no return, and gets the good roll. Gets the Orlando roll inside of 35, down to the 32. So you look at the result, not at the style.
When you look at Cater and you say he didn't get a good punt, take a look at what Cater does. He'll stay down with the ball. He gets an awful lot of height. You very seldom see them return his kick. Now watch his head down. His toe is down. He gets that full leg extension, and that ball stays up in the air. And when that happens, it'll only go 35, 40 yards, Jim, but there's usually no return on it. And that time they couldn't get to the ball, so they let it drop, and they rolled another 12.
53 yards, the total punt. From the 32-yard line, and this may be the last play of the first quarter if they get it off. About 4 seconds left. Let's see if Reeves wants it or whether he's going to love. That's it. He does not want it. At the end of the first quarter, there is no score. We'll go back to Tampa Bay for the second quarter in a moment. 14-0 Tampa Bay, thanks to their defense that scored one and set up the other touchdown in the first quarter. First down, John Reeves hands the ball off, and there goes Anderson. He is something else again. They won't catch him now. All the way for 68 yards and a touchdown. They said he'd have a super year. That's the way to start.
know when you have confidence in a runner, when you say he's only got a step, he's gone. Now, Harris Gabrielson, the linebacker. Watch Newton, number 61. This is when you have to stay with the linebacker. As he stays with him, right at the end of this play, you're going to see Gabrielson dive and missing the tackle. But this man is gone. Jim, you're right. Once he gets the step, Gary Anderson is gone. But Newton, Daniel Newton, got a great block on Jeff Gabrielson, the middle linebacker, and it was all over.
Newton only weighs about 303. And position for the third time. And this ball game is getting away from Orlando. And really, the score after one play of the second quarter is 21-0 Tampa Bay. And the question becomes, can Goldstein and company get their offensive act together? They'd better. 68 yards. He scored 21 touchdowns last year. That's his first of this year. And it's 21-0, and that's the first time the offense has really scored. And remember, he got the other touchdown, so that is his second touchdown this year. The first was from 3 yards out just moments ago. Parrish back, hoping to ignite his team with some kind of return. Orlando has done nothing with the exception of 10 times stripping of the ball and returning to the 14-yard line. And Parrish gets back across the 20 to about the 24. And now we'll see what Goldstein does, but before we do, let's watch Anderson again.
All right, first of all, take a look at 62. Freeze right there. He goes down and takes Ehrman to the inside. That releases Nat Newton. All right, Foot has Ehrman. Here comes Newton on Gabrielson. He hits him there at the point of attack. Now watch how he stays with him. For you young guards out there, look, he keeps moving, he keeps moving. Here comes Anderson back. No chance for Gabrielson to make it. And goodbye, everybody. Lupe Sanchez, that's the last one, and it's all over.
From the 24-yard line, early in the second quarter. Randy Johnson is in there to block, and there's the ball thrown and completed to Bob Mazolik, the tight end, and that's the best offensive play of the night for the Renegades. They pick up the first down and lots more out to the 44-yard line.
He catches Mazolik one-on-one on James Harrell, the linebacker, and threw the ball away from the linebacker inside. Mazolik makes the catch, picks up the first down. Let's get your team started.
And Don Eccles replaces him, but they bring in the plays, the tight ends Mazolik and Eccles. Orso's got to hope his team can move the ball, show some kind of respectability, and get some kind of score before this nightmarish first 16 minutes of this ball game gets out of hand in the final 13 and a half minutes of the half. Goldstein puts it up on a fly pattern down the sidelines, and Ricky Simmons cannot catch up to it. Hanna was covering him, and there's Jerry Goldstein. Threw 3 touchdown passes against the Redskins, and the year the Redskins went on to win the Super Bowl. That's while he was with the Bucks. Now playing against the Bandits, not having that kind of day or night. That's what he's done in his career. Only 2 touchdown passes in his career, and yet our advice is that he got 3 against the Redskins. Well, we'll check that. Second down and 10. 21-0 the Bandits.
Back to the tight end.
The wave has started. The first of 85 for football. Goldstein, and a flag is down as Bledsoe makes the catch. Bledsoe made the catch. Not enough for the first down, I don't believe, but a flag went down. That's the first time away from the line of scrimmage that a flag has gone down.
It would probably be on Alonzo Johnson, number 58.
It's going to be a first down.
We'll see.
Kind of a shell shock situation. Only 13 of the Federals remain on this ball club.
You know, Jim, you mentioned the wave. This is when the people in the hometown should start a wave. When the other team has the ball. Not when your team has the ball, because your offensive players can't hear the signal. When the other team has the ball, go ahead with the wave and scream your brains out.
Orlando on defense lost linebackers Mike Murphy, Kenny Banks, and Ben Apuna all out to injury, and they've been patching there. They accept the penalty, moves the ball to the 41.
Pass interference, defense, number 23.
Number 23, Zach Henderson, that is called on. But Steve Spurrier's team, despite the 21 points, has not had a sharp outing in this first quarter plus. Nor has John Reeves as quarterback.
It was a nice handoff to Gary Anderson, though.
Oh. I'm called again at the ball, and they're sending the players back for what reason, I don't know. Oh, they're moving the sticks. The sticks had not moved after the penalty, so now across the field you can see them moving the sticks down to the 41.
And that rule applies. They will start the clock now after a penalty. On the ready. Now the clock starts.
Against New Jersey last week, Goldstein completed 23 of 35 for a couple of touchdowns. Randy Johnson remains in the backfield along with Bledsoe, and he's got the ball right now. There's the draw you're looking for, Paul, and picks up perhaps 5 yards before James Harrell peeled back along with Walter Carter, 75 to make the stop.
Yeah, you have to run sometime when you have the linebackers as good as the linebackers are with Johnson, Office, Kirschbaum, and Harrell for Tampa Bay, and they drop off so far. You've got to run a draw play or a screen and/or, we can run them both, one back to back, to keep those linebackers honest so they can't get out and help out on the outside people.
Second down, 5 to go. There's Bledsoe. Bledsoe's a good tough runner. Look at that effort of his. It'll be third down and short. He's body bumped down and out of bounds by Jeff George and Ron Simmons. And James Harrell is taking himself off the field. He took a wrap.
Let's watch James Harrell. Here he is on the outside, right? He goes down with the tight end. Now the back coming up. Johnson, the block on him. Harrell gets away from the back, but he gets hit again. He got hit by 3 people and still ended up helping out on the tackle.
Office also comes out as Harrell is being attended to, but nevertheless they've added extra down linemen up front on third down and about 1.5 yards to go. Everybody bunched in. Bledsoe's not going to make it. You can see Kirschbaum up top, but he's not the man. It's the man down at the bottom. And I can't quite get who he is now. And now it looks to be Ron Simmons down at the bottom, number 74, the nose tackle.
You'd said Kelly Kirschbaum made the play, Jim. What the middle linebacker has to do, now first of all, he has to determine who's getting the ball. He sees that. He fills in, hits the fullback, Johnson. Simmons is on the bottom. Excuse me, that was Mike Butler, number 77 on the bottom. But Kelly Kirschbaum hits the fullback, Johnson, stops him. Bledsoe had no place to go. He actually makes the play, got help from Carter, or Butler, and the play is stopped. And they lost about 0.5 yard.
Fourth down, and they got to go for it. And now they're trying to go outside. Bledsoe's not going to get outside, is he? He's going to lose. And the big play there made by Zach Henderson, the free safety out of Oklahoma, number 23.
You know who makes the big play? He does make the tackle, but Kelly Kirschbaum. Watch number 51, what he does to the defense, or the offense as they come. Kelly Kirschbaum's moving along the line of scrimmage. Now he's going to knock the tackle back in Corbin, back into the player. You see Kelly on the bottom? Then he gets help from his friends on the outside, Johnson. But Kelly Kirschbaum's the one that took Corbin, the guard, trying to get to the outside, knocked him back into Bledsoe, and he got help from Johnson. It's all over.
You still see more than I do on the field, friend. First down, Tampa Bay takes over. That is Pavilion in motion for Tampa Bay. They lead by 21. Anderson 68 yards the last time. About 3 yards this time under the 40-yard line. Mike Guest, number 44. And number 51, Jeff Gabrielson down at the bottom. And it's second down and 7.
I don't think Neil Colsey's going to like this position for a long period of time, because on that toss that time, Dan Fike, the tackle, just moved out and blocked on Colsey. They've got to give it like 100 pounds difference in there. And Colsey said, wait a minute.
Colsey normally is a safety man, and they're playing him as kind of a monster man, a rover man, but he's filling in the spot, not necessarily playing the same position as a linebacker on that side. Here's Reeves, and he throws it right past Anderson coming out of the backfield and just over the head of the umpire, who had to duck to get out of the way. Third down and 7.
Right now.
Clock stop, 10:27 to go. Second quarter, Tampa Bay 21, Orlando nothing. Defense either scored or set up the first 2 touchdowns. 68-yard run by Anderson the second. Reeves not having a great night, 2 of 11 thus far.
He hit it on the head, Jim. The defense is there for Tampa Bay. Their defense is strong, very, very strong. It's obvious. But the offense, again, you said something about, we'll get back to it in a minute, but they didn't play that much, the first team in preseason.
Not the offense. Pavilion right, Brodsky is in and left. One back offense with 3 wide receivers. And here's Reeves looking for one of them, and that is Gillespie, and Gillespie makes a fine catch. No, they said it hit, and Gillespie still don't believe it. Juggled the ball and hit the ground. And that time, Colsey, who was hit by the tackle on the play before, is all the way back downfield, along with Victor Jackson in double coverage.
Neil Colsey looks like he lost the ball because it looked like he might have been in position. See, there's Colsey there. He turned the wrong way. Gillespie has the ball. The ball hits the ground, bounces up into his chest. The official was right there, Jim. That's a good call.
Big play because it's 4th down. And Andrew Sisson in the kick for the first time, kicking with the wind. He had 3 great punts against the wind, and now with the wind, he gives a line drive, and Jackson takes it to 23-yard line. 10-13 to go, 21-0, Tampa Bay leads. And now again, the Orlando offense has to get something going. With the clock in preseason experimenting in the USFL, quickening their games. And with that in mind, we'll tell you that this game is now about 1 hour old, and we've got better than 10 minutes of playing time in the first half. So maybe they'll want to take a closer look at that quicker clock as the season goes on.
We did that game in London, and I enjoyed it.
Took about 2 hours and 15 minutes. First down. And here's Goldstein, got to get something going. Hey, there's a throw underneath. He gets his tight end, Zolik, who's made the 2 catches tonight. That gets the ball out for a 5-yard gain when we'll take the Zolik out, and Eccles will come in with the next play from the bench.
Warren Hanna, number 20. They're playing zone defense here, and I'll tell you how you can tell. Watch this. He's going to release the wide receiver, Simmons. He sees the throw to the Zolik. Now he comes back in. Here's his play. He makes the tackle. It's good hustle by the corner.
Ball on the 30-yard line. Good crowd tonight. And why not? Temperature game time 79 degrees. Holstein 5 of 15, actually with a better record than Reeves, but Reeves' team leads by 21 points. Holstein puts the ball out, and it is caught again, and again is the tight end, and that is Eccles, and he is very close to the first down at the 34-yard line before he is knocked backwards by Kelly Kirchbaum and Tony Office. Alonzo Johnson also, the linebacker city, as Eccles caught the ball.
Alonzo Johnson, does he love to make a hit? Now watch when the Zolik catches the ball. He's going out to help out. Here comes the Eccles. Here comes the Johnson on Eccles, makes the play, getting some help from Office is there. There's Kirchbaum. You're right. They're all there. That's teamwork.
First down. Ball at the 34.5-yard line. Alonzo Johnson, he is the blitz man. He is coming. They like to put a tight end so he's got to take an extra body width before he can get to the passer, stepping around him. Long count for after checkoff by Goldstein. Still plenty of time to go. Short drop. Throws it out here and threw it high, and a good thing because Jeff George was taking a move on the ball as Joey Walters at the sidelines was forced to just stand there and wait for it.
Now, when you see a pass like this and fans are in the stands, thank God they're not home for that pass because they would boo because he's not having a great evening. But he did the smart thing, Jerry Goldstein, that time because he knew that Joey Walters was covered by Jeff George, number 33. He just threw the ball up and away and wasted it down.
Now we see that George is taking over his familiar spot on the left corner where he was for that play. And Alvin Bailey, who started on the left corner, has gone to the right corner where Hanna started.
Passes, that's for sure.
They're using 5 backs because that's what they expect them to do. And now the throw underneath intended for Randy Johnson, incomplete. And Hanna was there, the 5th back. And now it is 3rd down and 10 to go.
4th down.
It is rough in those trenches. It's that Dan Fike, offensive lineman.
I think it was.
They are really raving about him. They think he's going to be one of the best in the USFL. Out of the University of Florida, 6'6", 265. And there's Chris Foote standing up. A good center. We saw him with a tremendous block to help Anderson on his way to 68 yards and a touchdown. Well, Orlando hasn't made a 3rd down conversion yet. They got 10 yards to go on this drive. Goldstein, and he's not going to get it. Absolutely, his blockers and everybody else was buried. Mike Clark just pushed everybody back. He's a 5-year veteran out of Florida. Was a pass rush specialist. Nick Corso, but when you take a job like an expansion team, even though they're the transplanted Federals, you know it is going to be a long time before you get things going. This team has had 2 good years head start on it. And now Cater to kick the ball away to Carter. Out of height. Cater to Carter. Cater gets it away, very short. And again, he gets the good roll. Gets the good roll. Flag is on the play, and it may be an ineligible receiver downfield too quickly, but we'll wait and see. That's Ted Humphrey back there, and he is calling for what? Guess he just says officials time. Nope. Well, we'll take time, and we'll sort it out when we come back. 21-0, Tampa Bay, second quarter. On the clock, 7:49 to go, first half. 21-0 Tampa Bay. Jim Simpson, Paul McGuire. We're in Tampa. An illegal man was downfield, but the Bandits refused the penalty and take it over first down on their own 32-yard line. Under the standard two-back offense now, sending Gillespie in motion. And that is Anderson. And a few yards across the 35 to about the 37-yard line.
Come on, man, let's go.
Down at the bottom, you can see Ken Times. We heard he had a very badly bruised calf and would not play. He has made the biggest defensive play thus far tonight for Orlando. And his coach said he wants to play because he used to play with the Bandits and they let him go. Pavilion to the right, and Gillespie comes to the left, along with Marvin Harvey, the tight end, who stood about 10 yards to the left. Here's Reeves. Reeves is going to, oh my heavens, look at this, all by himself, and he can't get to the ball. It's overthrown again. That's Gillespie. That's the second time tonight. And there's a flag in the backfield that Reeves has overthrown an open man.
Nichols was back there with him, but Gillespie had him beat, and that time he had the wind with him, and he aired the ball out. Gillespie just couldn't get to it.
Could be holding, Paul, on this play. We'll check.
All right, Reeves, play action pass. He's going to fake the ball back here to Anderson in the backfield. Blocking is good on the outside. Reggie Smith getting a good block, and then Reeves steps up and just lets it fly.
If they'll go on through with this, maybe we can see it because it was not holding. I'm sorry, gentlemen, to do that to you, but I've just seen the signal that it is roughing the passer, not holding. So Reeves on that play was roughed after he threw the ball. That'll move the ball out across midfield to the 49-yard line. And here's Ted Humphrey, our referee for the night.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 66.
That's Scott Hutchinson.
Scott Hutchinson, a little unnecessary to the head. Who's he hit? It's not the quarterback.
Well, he doesn't hit the quarterback.
Is that Pitcock, number 64? I think that's who it is he hit.
Reeves, Pavilion, and the ball, is it intercepted by Guess? Yes, it is intercepted by Mike Guess, the free safety out of Ohio State. And there's another turnover for Tampa Bay. And with 6:42 to go, Orlando gets yet another shot with the football. They haven't been able to do much.
What I don't understand, we're seeing two experienced quarterbacks that are throwing the ball into double coverage. Lupe Sanchez is back there. Look at Guess comes up and takes the ball. That's strictly double coverage. You've got to be able to see white uniforms.
Second quarter, 21-0. Tampa Bay leads. Reeves intercepted. 6:42 left in this first half in Tampa. First down, let's see if Goldstein and company can get something going. That's Johnson, and Kirschbaum is right there to wrestle him down to the backfield. Randy Johnson took what? Half a step, quarter step before Kirschbaum was right there.
Well, Jimmy had nowhere to go, and you credit the defensive line up the middle for the play because when Johnson was going to do that, there was nowhere to go, and Kirschbaum there. Look at these stats for quarterbacks.
Look at Reeves, 1 yard passing the ball. He threw for more than 4,000 last year, and his team leads 21-0.
No, you got to understand, they take the sack time off of that also, so that's why the 1 yard is there. John not having a good game.
Second down, 13 to go. Goldstein has the time and throws to Randy Johnson out of the backfield. Good move there, and Johnson is within a yard or so of a first down. Third down and short to go. Bumped out of bounds by Dwayne Anderson, number 26 out of SMU.
This offensive line of Orlando, they're doing a pretty good job. Let's watch him now. Here, you got a 3-man rush. No linebackers are coming. There's a stun in there. Good blocking by the offensive line. Time for Goldstein to throw. He gets the ball out to Johnson. Johnson showed good balance on that run, Jim. Got him back. It's 3rd and 1. Picked up 11.
About a yard to go. Remember, they had 2 cracks at it down at the other end of the field. Running the ball. One time Bledsoe lost about a half a yard, then he lost about 3. Let's say give it to Bledsoe again. Now they give it to Johnson this time, and Johnson is battling, and I don't think he got it. I don't think he got it. If he does, it'll be oh so close. That defense of Tampa Bay is doing an outstanding job. We keep talking about the fact they're going to measure that Orlando is out of the frying pan into the fire, getting New Jersey and then Birmingham. Well, things don't get too easy for Tampa. They got to go down and in the same field face Houston next week in that run and shoot offense.
Let's look at there's Durger and Corbin at the left side of the offensive line, and he just runs to the outside. The man he ran into was Warren Hanna onto the outside, picked up the first down, continuous effort to get it.
The wind is about 7 miles an hour, and it's got to be gusting higher than that as we look at the flag and feel the wind come to the booth here. But thus far, the wind has not been a factor in this ballgame. Ball at the 29, give them a first down. 5.5 minutes to go in the half. Ricky Simmons to the left, and Joey Walters, who's caught 1 tonight, to the right. Goldstein, got all the time in the world. Oh, that's a bad-looking pass right there. It's off the hands of Joey Walters. That ball was wobbling, and it may be because he threw it into the wind.
Jim, they've got to go back and from upstairs, they've got to come downstairs and say, okay, they're sending the play in with Eccles. Now throw the ball to Johnson, the fullback, coming out of the backfield because you've got the middle linebacker, Kelly Kirchbaum. Now he's coming out, but the middle linebacker was covering the fullback coming out of the backfield, and Johnson is open to about the first 6 yards.
21-0 Tampa Bay, Orlando. Going to get something going. Look out, Goldstein. Here they come. You can see Clark, and you can see Zach Henderson. Keith Clark, 5th-year man out of Memphis State, and Zach Henderson, 8th-year man out of Oklahoma, made the sack. And that's their 4th sack tonight, and it's 3rd and very long.
All right, let's look at Ed Fulton, number 64. He's blocking right at the line of scrimmage. He's got his job. That's Carter he's blocking. This looked like it was going to be a screen. You see, watch this, the line move to the outside. But the only problem is that Clark and Zach Henderson, the safety and the linebacker on the outside, they were blitzing, had no time to set it up.
Orlando trailing by 3 touchdowns, and they've yet to convert on 3rd down, and it is 3rd down and 18 from the 20. Goldstein in trouble again. Steps out of it. Gets the ball away and overthrows Ricky Simmons, and Zach Henderson lets the ball go right. There you see Nebraska not able to get it, and Oklahoma dropping it. Big 8.
Jim, again, Jerry Goldstein must set himself when he sees people that are downfield and they're wide open. That time he had Simmons wide open downfield. But watch what Goldstein's going to try to do. He's going to throw the ball on the run. Instead of stop, set, and throw, he overthrows Simmons. Here's Zach Henderson. That's why he's on defense and not playing offense, because of his hand.
Greg Cater to kick the ball away. Odom is the blocking back. Puts the ball away. That's his best of the night, and that is into the wind. Backing up Carter, who drops the football. They're still battling for it. It is still up for grabs, and Tampa Bay, I do believe, has it. Back inside the 25-yard line as Dwayne Anderson jumps on the ball at about the 23. A couple of opportunities, and it looks like that Anderson comes up with the ball.
Well, that was Lupe Sanchez is down there, and Carter just let the ball go. Now you got Johnson down there knocking the ball around. Was that Eccles, 88? I think that was Eccles, and then we get Anderson again that picks up the football.
Put the ball between the 21 and 22-yard line. 4:25 to go. A reminder about our big game. Number 1 in the country in basketball is St. John's. Number 2 in the country is Georgetown. They face each other as the Big East campaign rolls and winds down, and you see Wednesday night at 9 o'clock live here on ESPN. On the 21, Reeves to Anderson, who's caught in the backfield by number 77, James Scott. Scott out of Clemson makes the stop. I have high hopes for him. 68 of those 91 yards of Gary Anderson on one play for a touchdown.
This is supposed to be a quick draw to Anderson, and you're right, James Scott, number 77, makes the play. Now, whether Anderson breaks away from the hole, Nat Newton is the man that missed the block on Scott. Scott played the play well. Anderson, we can't really tell from that angle, could he move to the inside?
He's got 2 touchdowns tonight. Reeves, with a bad night tonight, is trying to rectify that and hits his man right on the numbers, and that is Eric Trevelyan. And Trevelyan has enough for the first down out near the 35-yard line. Jeff Gabrielson, 51, makes the stop, along with 21, Lupe Sanchez.
When you give Eric Trevelyan this much room, he's going to burn you. Watch Lupe Sanchez. He's looking back. It looks like he's looking back at the ball. He took his eye off Trevelyan. He breaks to the inside. The ball is on target. Lupe's there, but it's already a first down.
24 catches for touchdowns last year, Eric Trevelyan. I should say in his career in the 2 years, 9 last year. Here goes Gary Anderson, and Anderson just picks up a couple of yards this time. That is almost, that's again number 77, James Scott, making the stop. It has been so rare that they've stopped in short gain. They've either had big gains or Reeves has missed a pass.
And I don't think that Tampa Bay is going to sit on a 21-point lead. The simple reason is their offense has not been productive. Even though they have 21 points, they were having problems moving the ball. They want to try to get some of this stuff worked out before they go to half.
And before they get Houston next week.
That's right.
Second down. That'll be a different breed of cat when Jim Kelly comes in with all his wide receivers running all over the place. And now Reeves calls time. Coming down to the 2-minute mark, 5 seconds to go, and he called timeout.
He was running out of time. He only had 2 seconds left on the clock.
Well, he had to call time or take the 5-yard penalty.
Expansion football team is exactly what it is, and they're trying to put some things together. They had an awful lot of injuries.
Let me add something to that once this play is over. Look at everybody practically on the line of scrimmage on second down. They'll begin to drop off, try to put pressure on Reeves if they can, and Reeves is out there to Gillespie, and that time Willie might have had a chance to catch the ball, but it is through his arms. Now, the one thing that impressed me in Lee Corso's discourse this morning, he said, you got to realize this is our first road game together ever.
That's right. Here comes Reeves back up. Now, he's looking at Gillespie all the way because had he looked at Trevelyan on the outside, he would have had a first down. But Gillespie is out there, and once again, John Reeves overthrows Gillespie. Here it is. Willie Gillespie, I mean, he's trying. Albert Gray is trying to stay with him, could not do that. Now you're going to get that one-on-one matchup with Trevelyan again on Lupe Sanchez. At least they're going to have it short.
Trevelyan, Brodsky, and Gillespie are all in there. And the ball is put up, and that ball is taken by Trevelyan. Taken right out of the hands of Lupe Sanchez. Right out of the hands of Sanchez, who waited for the ball to come to him, and Trevelyan got aggressive. And that's the 2-minute mark, even though it's 1:53 to go. It has been all Tampa Bay, even though their offense has not looked that good. 21-0, Tampa Bay.
Quarterbacks, they take a beating, but you got to give them all kinds of credit for staying in there. Here comes Reeves now. He's sitting there waiting, and all of a sudden now, I think that's James Scott, 77. Is that him? And just hammers Reeves to the ground. And then old Eric Trevelyan makes the catch, takes away from Lupe Sanchez.
Well, I tell you, we said that Georgetown was playing Connecticut tonight. They played Connecticut off their feet tonight. They won their feet tonight, 68-47. Georgetown wins. St. John's won this afternoon. St. John's and Georgetown wins tonight. First down. Here's Reeves, and he's going deep and looking, and Sanchez is there and knocks it away from Trevelyan. That's Lupe's best of the night. The ball hung up a little bit at the goal line, and they respect each other's play on that. Sanchez knocks the ball away. He was an All-American at UCLA, and he was George Allen's first-round draft pick a year ago.
Watch Lupe Sanchez. The last play when Trevelyan caught the ball, he took it away from Sanchez. It was good coverage. Look at Sanchez now. He's watching the ball all the way, waiting to the last second to jump up because he knows that Eric Trevelyan is 6'4", makes the play. That's beautiful defensive coverage. Here comes the ball down. Looks like a little duck. But it comes down. Trevelyan almost got his hands on it. Lupe Sanchez, that's just waiting till the end.
Sanchez is 5'10". Trevelyan, as you said, is 6'4". Reeves back, dumps it out here. Coming out is Willie Gillespie, and Gillespie is down near the 10 and buried by Sanchez after Atkins got a hand on him. 1:36 to go, and Tampa Bay leading by 21, in great position to add more points before this half ends.
When Gillespie came underneath, no one went with him. Now, I don't know whether they were in a zone defense or they just forgot. No, that's not right. Albert Gray, number 22, got picked off at the line of scrimmage. When he gets picked off, Gillespie's there. Here's a move on Neil Colsey. That's frustrating. Neil Colsey, Victor Jackson gets run over, and then all of a sudden, number 55, Calvin Atkins, makes the play.
Gillespie, 31 yards. Yeah, what are you going to say?
No, but I just have to say that Albert Gray did get picked off at the line of scrimmage.
First down, 13-yard line. And there's Gary Anderson with 2 touchdowns already, getting the ball down to the 6-yard line. 1:10 to go. They can take their time down here. Run a couple more plays before a timeout might be necessary. They've got a couple left if they want them. The ball will be spotted near the 5-yard line. There's Anderson's 98 yards, 68 on one play. Now Spencer Jackson is in and goes wide to the right. 50 seconds to go. Bandits want to come over something despite their 21-point lead. And here comes Anderson again, and Anderson they gave him a touchdown, saying the ball was over the flag, over the plane, before he's knocked aside. His 3rd touchdown.
Well, now,
I'm saying what they said.
I know. Man, Neil Colsey, number 30, gets held at the line of scrimmage by Price, the tight end. He could not get to the outside. We may be able to see it, may not. Here comes Anderson. He dips to the inside. Right there, you see Colsey being held. We're going to run that back again one time and freeze that thing. Anderson, he's not in for a touchdown. I'm sorry, the ball does not break the plane of the goal line. He's out of bounds when it broke.
That's what I thought. But they said he was over the flag or over the plane before he was knocked out of bounds. So here's Anderson to try again with Gillespie to hold. Big play on this series, of course, was a throw underneath to Willie Gillespie when Albert Gray was picked off at the line of scrimmage. And there it is, and it is 28-0. And Anderson has 3 touchdowns.
Well, 2.5. He's got 18 points. There's no question about it. Here comes another replay from the end zone. Now, here's Garrett Anderson. He's going to dip in, and right at the right of your screen on the other replay, you'll see 86 right there. He is holding Colsey. You see his jersey's almost pulled off his arm, and then Anderson comes down. Now, the ball is in his left hand. Does he break the plane of the goal line? No, he's out of bounds before that ball goes over. The other angle, I think, is better. We're also going to freeze the hold again. Here it comes. Anderson dips. Jerry Price holds right there. Look at Colsey's left arm and look at the shirt. He can't get to the outside. Here comes Anderson. The ball, first of all, should be in the other arm, but he's out of bounds. The ball does not break the plane of the goal line. Thank you. But you got it anyway, baby.
He'll take it. Gary Anderson, they said he'd have a super year. He's had a super night. He's over 100 yards now and has 3 touchdowns to start this young season. 43 seconds to go. Tampa Bay, which won 8 out of 9 games here last year, start off tonight as though no problem with the Orlando Renegades, who still have shown no offense at all. They're trying to show some offense. Here comes William Miller with his second kickoff return of the night across the 20, and Dwayne Anderson puts him down, number 26, along with some help from Jerry Price, one of the tight ends. And 36 seconds to go. Let's see how Coach Lee Corso will play this. Put it up or just try to get out of here, down by 28 for the half.
Just get out of here. They've got 2 timeouts, but they're down by 28 points. Don't make a mistake down here. You only have 36 seconds.
Halftime Sports Center, all the scores, plus remember the close-up look of Lee Corso. That's going to be a better look than what Corso's going to get a look at himself when he goes in at halftime down to Raleigh, this ball club that has been put together over the last 6 weeks. Oh, look out, Goldstein. Yet another sack, and there's Mike Butler, who specializes in such things, the former number 1 draft choice of the Packers. This is an easy one tonight for Tampa Bay thus far.
He just beats Joel Patton on the outside. Look at Butler, number 77. You're going to see him. No one even slowed him down. And Goldstein goes down. And Ron Simmons was also there. What you do, just let it go. Don't. And that's exactly what they're going to do.
5 sacks and a half. They cannot quite get down and run this out without running a play. They'll have to run a play, but you know it's going to be a safety play just to make no further mistakes. And there's Bledsoe turning the corner, and that should be the end of the first half, which was all Tampa Bay, many Orlando mistakes, and no offense at all for Orlando. They got to look for that in the second half. At the end of the half, Tampa Bay 28, Orlando nothing. Sports Center coming up.
Look at the total yards. Tampa Bay 191, 85. 85 will never win you anything. The passing, 5 completions for 18 yards, 7 for 18. That's just, that's crazy.
And 5 for 18 passes.
I say 5 for 18 passes, 7 for 18. That's crazy. The passing yardage is not there. And we're looking at two teams that we thought at the beginning, it depending on the quarterback, they are not doing it. Gary Anderson is doing it very well for Tampa Bay, thank you.
He has scored 3 touchdowns. Zeno Andrusician to kick off, and Jerry Parrish, again the deep man. And Orlando, always the first possession of any half, or any possession is important, but Orlando really has got to get something going here. This is Parrish getting across the 20 to about the 23 where he is buried. Now Orlando, well, as you take a look at their possessions, there's really not much to see.
There isn't, Jim. They missed the field goal when they had a golden opportunity, and I would imagine that Brockhouse now will use a T. He's not going into this game. They're fumble, punt, interception, punt. They've just not been able to move the football, and you credit that to the Tampa Bay defense. Look at this. And then they're 4 downs, and they lost the ball over again. Another punt, and then a halftime game. They're just not doing anything offensively.
All right. It is Bledsoe and Odom in the backfield, and Goldstein is your quarterback. 2 wide receivers, and Goldstein throwing underneath and run out of bounds as Zolik was his 3rd catch of the night, and Harrell took him out of bounds, but that's a pickup of about 5 to the 28-yard line, 2nd down 5. Rough night thus far for the Renegades in their initial season, their first 2 seasons. Only 13 of these players, as we said, played for the Washington Federals. Others have come in from a lot of different places, including a handful from Tampa Bay. 2nd and 5. Goldstein with a very short drop and whips it down the sideline into double coverage, and the ball is caught over there by Dwayne Anderson. There's your idea of throwing into double coverage again, and there's yet another interception.
This is, again, Jimmy, you hit it right on the head. It's double coverage in the secondary, and you're going to see Dwayne Anderson. He's going to be the deep man. You see the top side? Watch it. You release short there because you know you have help deep. Here comes Anderson. He makes the interception. Ball thrown again into double coverage. Goldstein is throwing the ball there no matter what happens. Here comes Dwayne Anderson, 50 or 26. Isn't that beautiful? Hanna was also there. He had him short. That's interception. Here we go again.
From the 41-yard line. 28-0, and Tampa Bay looking to sharpen its offense, so needed against Houston. Here's Anderson. He can't get outside at all, and is finally dragged down by James Scott. Now, Tampa Bay hasn't done too much offensively, despite the fact they lead by 28.
Well, punt, fumble, punt, and then we've got a touchdown. This team, and another touchdown. Those are Gary Anderson. And then you got another punt and interception. Now, Reeves has not thrown the ball well at all. And that's, neither has Goldstein, which is obvious, another interception. But Reeves has got to get his confidence back and start throwing little short guys downfield, maybe the 15 to 18-yard pattern.
2nd down 11 from the 42. Reeves taking his time and thrown behind the tight end Marvin Harvey. And John is just not having the good evening. That is 5 of 19 now.
Well, that ball was catchable by Marvin Harvey, number 87. It was thrown a little bit behind him. He made the right turn.
There you see Goldstein 9 of 20 after his first series, and Reeves still in his first series of the second half, 5 of 19. 2 interceptions for Goldstein, 1 for Reeves. Mike Guest picked that one off. And it is 3rd down 11. You know, Houston next Saturday afternoon is going to score points against Tampa Bay. They got to get their offense sharpened so they can score some points offensively against Houston. And Orlando, well, it's a long season ahead for them. There's the ball thrown underneath, And I'm trying to figure out who it was thrown to because Matt Newton is the nearest man to it. Although downfield was Brodsky, but he was not within 20 yards of the ball. It's 4th down.
Reeves threw the ball away.
Sure. That's what I was saying. A long
way away.
It's 4th down. So the interception by Dwayne Anderson goes for naught, and Anderson comes in to kick again.
And this man knows how to put the ball out of bounds inside the 10. He'll be aiming for the sideline.
And there is Victor Jackson. Well, wrong again, Paul.
What?
Oh, look at this. Oh, you're right. It took a left turn. It took a left turn. Goes out at the 3-yard line. He knows what he's doing. 13:24 to go. 28-0. The Bandits. And yes, the Renegades have the ball, but inside their own 5-yard line.
It looked like from where we were standing, Jim, that he was going to kick it straight down. But watch his leg now. He's going to hook his leg over a little bit. See the leg come over in front? And you see where his eyes are looking? He actually hooked the ball. Instead of turning to kick it out of bounds, he hooked it with his foot. The ball hit about maybe 6 yards from the inside and went out of bounds about the 3-yard line. This is a great kick. And I guarantee you one thing. You can't make that ball do that. That is, as you said during the play, it's a lucky bounce. It does go left.
Took a sharp left turn, and here are the Renegades with no offense at all, averaging only 1.5 yards on 1st down, and they need to get something going here. Always use the balanced look. There's Bledsoe, and Bledsoe, good-looking runner, not great speed, but rugged. He gained more than 1,000 yards with the Federals last year and picked up about 5 there, maybe 6. Out to the 9-yard line. 2nd down and 4. We're in the 3rd quarter, and it's 28-0 the Bandits. Good crowd. There's a big controversy in Tampa Bay. Are you a Buck fan or are you a Bandit fan? Well, this is Bandit time of the year, and between 45 and 50,000 here. Now the up man goes, and it's close to the 1st down. That is Odom carrying the football. And it'll be either 1st or 3rd and very, very short. There's Zolik. He and Eccles bring in the plays from Lee Corso. Corso calls them. Corso would decide if they were in a close game what they would do on a 2-point play. Corso was a quarterback at Florida State, honorable mention All-American, back in the days of Buddy Burt Reynolds. He now lives in Jupiter, Florida, and is a part owner of this ball club.
A little trivia, folks.
3rd and short. And Bledsoe is given the job of getting the 1st down, and I think he's got it. Very close to the 14-yard line. Notice Bledsoe out of San Diego State. This is his 4th year. Played for the Chiefs. Also was with the Wranglers. USFL on ESPN Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Memphis, what a job that Pepper did down there with them against San Antonio down in San Antonio, Texas. And then next Friday, New Jersey and Doug Flutie down to Orlando. And Orlando gave them all kinds of trouble in the preseason. And Paul and I'll be in Portland next Saturday evening for the Express and Steve Young. Here's a throw underneath. And that's a good throw there underneath, and Bailey puts down Curtis Bledsoe as he comes out to the 19-yard line, and that's another 5-yard pickup.
Well, they're trying to do the thing that we talked about in the first half, where you got to get those backs as soon as they come out of the backfield. When they see the linebackers don't blitz and they drop off, then they'll bring both backs out into the flat, one on one side, one on the other side. Odom is in the backfield also, and take those 5-yard plays. If they're going to give them to you, you're only down 28 points, but to get your offense moving, go ahead and take the 5-yard plays. 2 of them give you a 1st down.
This is what we expected to see at the opening of the game. This kind of offense. Let's see if they can keep it up on 2nd down 5. And now almost, and has the 1st down, is Henry Odom. Put down by Zach Henderson and James Harrell, but it's another 5-yard pickup, and it's a 1st down at the 25-yard line. And they'll move the sticks. Odom out of South Carolina State. He's only 5'9", but weighs well over 200 pounds. And now the crowd, as the wave goes up, begins to realize that Orlando's moved this ball from their 3-yard line out to the 25 in one of their best drives of the night.
The only problem is that you're 28 down and it takes a lot of time off the clock.
Osteen fires it out. Bledsoe can't hold on to it. That was a very quick, hard pass at the knees, and Tony Alpus was right on him.
Well, they had a blitz on that time. James Harrell, number 50, was coming in. Goldstein really had no choice but to throw the ball to Bledsoe, and it went right into the ground. Watch Harrell, number 50. He's just going to come. There's no one there to block him because Harrell's going out into the flat. That's the one thing you have to risk when that happens. Mike Butler is also trying to get off the line of scrimmage. Couldn't do that because Patton had him.
2nd and 10. Walters to the right. Ricky Simmons to the left. He's their lone speed, as we've said, but they've not tried to get the ball to him on a reverse yet tonight. They have thrown in his direction several times. Kirchenbaum calling signals. And now Keith Clark holds up his arm. Look out from behind. They get the ball, and there's a diving catch. No good, Joey Walters. And a flag is down. And they may be looking at Zach Henderson.
There's a flag because they held the tight end coming off the line of scrimmage. Not only did they hold the tight end, but they threw him on the ground.
No, that's a no-no. That's going to give him another first down. Tom Wheeler, not expected to play tonight, has been seeing some action. His number is 80, a tight end for Orlando. Matter of fact, not expected to play. He's not in on their active roster as of game time.
Holding.
He's going off the field
Number
now.
26, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
He was holding the tight end, who was Wheeler at that time when he came off the line of scrimmage. Was holding him and then threw him on the ground.
2nd down and 5 from a 30. Clock is running. Check that. That's got to be a first down because of the penalty of holding. 9.5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Tampa Bay by 28. Wide split in backfield. Slow steam. Has the time. And wow, he threw in a crowd there, and it was almost picked off. That's Doug Bedoin down there. And again, Goldstein threw in a big crowd. 4 or 5 red jerseys around there, and echoes, I believe, the man he was looking for.
Well, look at Mike Butler, 77. He's putting the pressure on. That's Patton, 69, trying to block him. Butler is there. Goldstein feels it. You can see his right leg just step up when he sees Butler. There was that leg boink. And all of a sudden, Bedoin, here's the ball. Just tipped a little bit in his hands, drops the football. Now we've had Zach Henderson drop one, and we've had Bedoin drop one.
2nd down from the 30-yard line. Orlando's had the ball for their longest time of possession. Now they swing the ball out here to Bledsoe, and from behind, that is Mike Butler that almost took his head off.
Jim, what a great play by Mike Butler, and you must talk about that because this was a little slip screen. The linemen were out to block, but Butler gets away from the screen. Here it is. Patton's trying to block him. Butler sees him. He also sees Bledsoe. Now see Bledsoe coming out. Look at Butler down the line of scrimmage to tackle because you see the guard is out there. Ed Fulton, 64. That was a type of a slip screen. Never worked.
Anna comes in. They'll take out the linebacker. Clark comes out. As they go to the nickel defense on 3rd down and 10. Anna starting on the right corner. Bailey started on the left corner. Bailey went over to the right corner, and George replaced Bailey on the left corner. Look out, Goldstein. He is down, and there's Fred Norgren in for his 2nd sack of the evening, I do believe. And it's 4th down, and they will have to kick the ball away. Move the ball from the 3-yard line out to the 30, and that's all she wrote. The line of scrimmage is now the 22.
Nordgren, you see him right in the picture there. He's going to stunt to the outside. There was a deal between the tackle and the guard. Nordgren comes back over the top, and what's happening is the defensive line, Jim, knowing that Goldstein has to pass, they have no run responsibility whatsoever. Just tee off and go.
That's Steve Carter to receive the kick of Greg Cater. Wynn's going to hold it up, and it's going to get another good bounce. Whoops, it went off his hands as the ball is alive. Let's see who gets it. Is it Bedoin that got it or Anderson? It's Anderson.
That's his 2nd.
Boy, he saved that. Nozolik puts him down. Well, that was another close thing. It's 28-0, 3rd quarter, Tampa Bay. On the clock, 8:06 left, and Tampa Bay's got the ball. Boone, the lone setback. And Boone has the ball in a big hole. Still on his feet as they go Boone, and he is dragged down from behind by Victor Jackson, number 20, the strong safety. But that's the first down and moved the ball across the 45-yard line.
My guess missed the tackle right in the hole, and Boone just ran away from him. Jim, the special teams for both teams tonight are very shaky at best. Here's Carter. Now, there's a man, Lupe Sanchez, there, number 21. Get away from the ball. Anderson gets it again. Dwayne Anderson gets the ball again. It's the second time he's recovered a fumble on a punt. But stay away from it. If you can't field it properly, then get out of there.
There goes Gillespie in motion as we come back live. And here's Anderson carrying the football. And he's going to pick up some yardage. Maybe 6 or 7 Paul. Even though this is a first game, and they don't have many exhibition games, only 2 played by Tampa Bay, it is still ragged play.
It is offensively. You're seeing some shaky things, and they're going to have to straighten them out on both of these teams. The special teams players that are back there, you've got to have some people talking to you and communicate. Special teams in a 16 to 18 game season, Jim, they're going to win 4 games for you or lose 4 games for you.
Pavilion is wide to the right. Gillespie in motion to the right. And here comes Anderson to the left. And he's got running room again and bumped out of bounds again by Victor Jackson. But again, that is a first down and moved the ball inside the 40 to the 35.5-yard line.
Jim, he got 2 great blocks. One first by Boone, number 21, and then by Newton, the guard, pulling out. Boone is up in front. He gets the block there. Then you see Newton. He's going to seal to the inside. That's on Gabrielson. And then Gary Anderson is absolutely in the best shape he's ever been in because he can move it. And again, you've got blockers out in front of you.
6.5 minutes to go, third quarter. There's the score. And Tampa Bay is on the move. Gillespie coming this way, Anderson going the other way. That's the second time. They go the other way this time. Last time, Gillespie went to the right, Anderson came left, reversed it on this play, and not as much yardage as Mike Guest comes up to make the stop.
He's not even breathing hard. Look at yes, he's in excellent shape.
Well, we've heard that from top to bottom of the Tampa Bay organization. By the way, the man who helped to put together Tampa Bay and look at Anderson's numbers is now the general manager over in Orlando. Yeah. Your buddy and I'm my buddy. And he's sitting right up here with his old Tampa Bay cohorts.
Well, John Roush is now the director of football operations for Tampa, and Bugs Engelberg moved over. He was the director of football operations here. He's now in Orlando.
He got a lot of good players here. There's Anderson straight up the middle. Look at this. Guest makes the stop for a while, but Anderson still plunges ahead before he is put down there by Smith, who peeled back to help on the tackle.
Little cross-action play, and Nat Newton is number 61, the guard. Is this holding? Oh, sure. There you go, Nat.
How can you tell?
But Anderson can hit a hole in a hurry, and watch. My guess is going to be the guy that's coming up, and he's waiting there, waiting for Anderson. Look at the balance of Gary Anderson. Didn't go down, his knee didn't hit, picked up another 5.
And another first down to the 21-yard line. Reeves stumbles coming out of the pocket, puts the ball up for Gillespie, and Gillespie is out of bounds. Coverage there by Lupe Sanchez. That stops the clock with 5 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the quarter.
That man right there, number 21, Lupe Sanchez, is playing a great football game. He's got to cover not only Eric Trevelyan one-on-one, but Willie Gillespie one-on-one, and he's staying with him. That ball had been thrown inbounds. Lupe was there in a position to intercept it. The ball was thrown out of bounds. Reeves, he hadn't thrown in this drive, so he got stumbled when the first time he was going to throw the ball.
You know, if John Reeves keeps up this ineffectiveness tonight, when you see the score tomorrow and see what he did in passing tonight, it has not been that effective thus far. But he's a good one, more than 4,000 yards last year.
He'll get better.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh, started to pull away there.
That's offense. That's Reeves.
That's Reeves, and he knows it. He may be a little upset with his own performance and started to back out of there before the ball was snapped. Very few penalties tonight. The only big one that I can recall was not roughing the passer, but roughing a pass blocker.
Oh, unusual one, too. You don't see that often.
Unnecessary roughness to call.
Scott Hutchinson, ex-Buffalo Bill player.
Spencer Jackson checks in. He had an outstanding camp. Number 88, second-year receiver out of the University of Florida. He is in there with Larry Brodsky. He went to Miami. Brodsky goes to the right, and Jackson comes to the left. And there's Jimmy Jordan, who played his quarterbacking days at Florida State, backing up Reeves. There's the ball underneath, and Harvey, for the second time, cannot hold on to it. This was better thrown than the last one he dropped. And you can see him being helped up there by Kelvin Atkins.
And he's a good receiver, Marvin Harvey, number 87.
70 catches last year.
You bet. And that ball hit him in the hands. Atkins, the 55, the linebacker, was right there with him. That's just lack of concentration, Jim.
That one is 28-0. Is it difficult to concentrate?
You better concentrate. Your job depends on it.
I know that. I'm not asking you what you better do.
I don't care what the score is. You got to keep doing the things that you learn how to do during training camp and to go on down the line, because you're going to be playing much better teams in Orlando. And you better, if you're not concentrating now, what are you going to do later on?
Trevelyan, Brodsky, and Gillespie are all in. Jackson comes out on 3rd down and long, and Reeves back to throw. Reeves has the time, now throws, and there's his man Trevelyan. Trevelyan's got the first down. Sanchez, the man up top, Guest down at the bottom. First down and goal to go inside the 10. Reeves did a good job there of stepping up through the pocket and finding Trevelyan.
And setting himself before he threw the ball, which is the key to it. Now watch John Reeves. You're going to see him. He's going to come right straight at you. The blocking is there. There's Newton getting another good block on James Scott, 77. Now watch Reeves does. You'll see Eric. See how square he is to Eric Trevelyan? Now he's in a position to throw the football. Guest is down there. Lupe Sanchez is down there. But Trevelyan picked up the first down.
Ball inside the 8-yard line. Boone and Anderson. The setback sets Trevelyan going the other way. Here comes Gary Anderson with 3 touchdowns already. Anderson almost had his 4th touchdown. It'll be 2nd down and a yard to go as he was put down by Kevin Kellen, number 94.
Well, he was reading Colsey, who's playing actually a linebacker position. Watch what Anderson does. He'll go look to the outside. That's taken. So now my chance is to go back to the inside. The block was there. Price again on Colsey, 86 on 30. Gary Anderson gets to the 1-yard line. Quick feet.
And it'll be a short week for Orlando. They got to play Friday against New Jersey at home.
I got to believe they got to give it to Gary Anderson again to get his 4th.
See if he gets his 4th. See if he sends him wide. There's Anderson. Not that wide, but sufficient to get his 4th touchdown. 5 have been scored, 4 by Anderson. The other was scored on defense when the linebacker, Tony Office, picked up the ball and rambled in for a score.
The blocking on the left side of the line, which is Spike and Pitcock, they really do a job. Also, the tight end gets a good job. But watch what Anderson does. He gets his head down underneath. He's there. Neil Colsey is sitting there. But he's going to duck his head. He's got Boone out in front of him. Boone's just trying to clear the way. Ducks his head under Lupe Sanchez and Colsey. Touchdown.
And Recession in to kick the extra point. Tampa Bay continues its march. 8 out of 9 they won last year. They lead here by the score 35-0. And there's the combo, Anderson and John Reeves of Tampa Bay. No matter what the opposition is, it's a rare night to score 4 touchdowns for anybody. Parrish will try to return this thing to give Orlando some kind of field position. Oh, good heaven! He never made it. I think that was Bruce Vaughn, number 30, who absolutely leveled him, along with 78 James Ramey. They both put him down. It's 35-0 Tampa Bay.
Number 78, James Ramey.
Orlando's got the ball, 3:70 to go, 3rd quarter.
55 on 78. James Ramey just breaks through, and he just is right there. I mean, when your feet go further than the rest of your body, you know you're in trouble. Watch where his feet end up, right here. They're 3 more yards down the field. He is now 6'8".
I'll tell you one thing. Make no mistake about it, James Ramey also was a little wobbly when he came off the field.
But I know he feels a little bit better.
From the 19-yard line, it is still Goldstein at quarterback. Bledsoe and Odom the setbacks. Lee Porter hopes to get some kind of offense going here. There's a throw underneath. He did not catch the ball. A diving knockaway by Warren Hanna. If you look at Jimmy Jordan, who's the 2nd-string quarterback, out of Florida State, and it looks as though Reeves is through for the night. And when John goes down, it won't be with impressive numbers, but an impressive number on the scoreboard. 3-5 it reads up there, and nothing for Orlando.
But the one thing John realized, you're going to have bad nights, and John's looking at that scoreboard saying, hey, I had a bad night, but we have 35 points.
Didn't cost us a game.
That's right. I know I'm going to get better. You'll be better, John.
Second down 10. Out for the blitz, and here comes the blitz. They pick it up, and the ball is caught by Joey Walters, close to a first down out of the 29-yard line. Third down and inches to go. Wheeler and Zolik are your tight ends.
Oh, you got all three of them in there.
Three of them, and Eccles is in there too. And so Odom will run that way, and he's got the first down. Odom picks up the first down with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Paul, what is Lee Corso looking for? I know that he's not expecting to win now, but I would imagine try to hold your team together, not let them just unravel completely, because there's New Jersey to come and Birmingham and the rest of the schedule.
You now work on some things. Lee knows that his team really cannot get back into this ball game. It's 35-0. Tampa Bay's defense is strong. You want to work on some things that you may want to use next week, and he's got to keep the confidence of this football team. At least try to score one touchdown.
Picked up to Bledsoe. Bledsoe's got people in front of him, and he runs out of bounds at the 38-yard. Second down and 7. Holstein throws the ball out here to Odom. Odom breaks the tackle and gets the first down across the 45-yard line. Broke the tackle of Alvin Bailey, and Kirchbaum put him down.
Those plays have been open all night long, throwing to the backs. Bledsoe coming out one side, Johnson, Odom. And again, it's a problem because you only have a minute left in the third quarter. You're down 35 points. But if these things are working now, those are things that you go into your game plan with again next week and say, hey, look, we'll take, if that's what they're going to give us, let's take that. And if we're going to have to take that, let's work on it.
Ricky Simmons left, Walters to the right. Simmons hadn't caught a ball all night. There's Bledsoe. Flag is down. Bledsoe's got 5, and out of bounds he goes at the 49-yard line. Make that about 3 yards, but the flag went down almost instantaneously. 45,045 your paid attendance tonight. Ball is at the 43 of Orlando in the last 20 seconds of the third quarter. Holstein looking, firing into coverage again, but he's got his man there. Don Eccles makes his first catch of the night, and he's a tough one, and he is still on his feet. James Harrell gets a little parting shot there. First down. And that's the end of the third quarter. It's Tampa Bay 35 and Orlando nothing. 1 quarter remains. Come back to Tampa Bay. Ball on the 34-yard line of Tampa Bay. Orlando trailing 35-0 thanks largely to Gary Anderson's 4 touchdowns and 143 yards, nearly 100 yards more than the entire Orlando offense.
Rushing, isn't that great?
There's Bledsoe showing good smartness as a runner gets inside a 30-yard line for a 5-yard pickup, and it's second down and 5.
Well, they've changed a little bit, haven't they? 290 total. Time of possession, I never really cared about that thing anyway. As long as whatever you do with it depends on it. 35 points and you have the ball only 20 minutes.
Second down, Goldstein back. Running out of time, and down he goes. Looking downfield, but unable to get there as Mike Morgan out of Brigham Young. He played at Brigham Young with a fellow by the name of Steve Young. 7 sacks for Tampa Bay tonight. All the more impressive that 5 of those were in the first half.
Now here's another fresh body in there. He's listed 3 deep behind Simmons and Nordgren. And here comes Morgan. He just gets away from the center, I believe. Is that Fisher? And he's there right in the face of Jerry Goldstein. But again, when you see a sack that takes that long for a man to get there, you must credit the defensive secondary and linebackers for excellent coverage.
From the 37-yard line, it is third down and 14 to go. You know what? There's another minus, Paul. It could be, I hope it is not, it could be that Orlando would wind up tonight, could wind up with less than 50 yards total offense. They had 49. They've just been sacked twice for losses there.
Well, Simmons was also there on that play, Jim. Number 74 and Morgan. But Simmons, here they are. They're working next to each other. Look at Morgan going up in. Fulton, 64, is blocking him. But on the outside, Simmons is coming, Morgan's coming, and Goldstein did the smart thing. He just got out of there. That's 8 sacks.
Cater to kick the ball away. He's with the wind this time. Very high. Carter lets the ball go into the end zone. Thought he was going to catch it for a moment, even though that's normally a fake. Fourth quarter, 35-0, Tampa Bay. Second place is John Reeves. Ricky Williams is in there. Gary Anderson is out. And Joel Blunk is in there. And Greg Boone is out as Steve Spurrier shows some mercy and gives his second-line troops some needed game action. And now here's Ricky Williams, and he has been hit from behind at the 21-yard line by number 94, Kevin Kellen. And down at the bottom, you can see Jeff Gabrielson. 13 minutes and 5 seconds and counting in the ball game. And we will keep you apprised of the negative aspects of this Orlando offense, although Tampa Bay's defensive coordinator might say, hey, we had something to do with that. But right now, it's around 40 yards total offense for the game, and we're in the fourth quarter for the Renegades. Second down for Tampa Bay. And a flag goes down as Jordan goes out to throw on the dead run. Gee, he led him beautifully, and Brodsky had the ball in and out of his hands, and it was knocked away by Albert Gray. Gillespie has come back in. Jordan, all kinds of time, drills the ball right on the money, and this time Brodsky holds on to the ball. And that's the first down across the 40-yard line. Albert Gray with him again, but this time across the middle.
And Jim, where Jimmy Jordan put the football is the most important thing. He leads Brodsky away from Gray. Here's Gray holding at the line of scrimmage. Now he sees that Gray is behind Brodsky. The ball is out in front, right where it's catchable. Puts the ball away. He even tucked it into his right arm to keep it away from Albert Gray so he couldn't strip it. First down.
Well, have you seen any zone by Orlando tonight?
Not a whole lot.
I have not recognized that they have been in zone defense. There goes Spencer Jackson in motion on first down. Now he stops. And now the little quick pass, and there the ball is caught again, and they're just going to work on Brodsky and Gray. Brodsky, he is 2 out of 3 against Gray. Gray made one good play, but 3 straight downs now they've thrown to Larry Brodsky.
Takes you right back to the question he asked. That's one-on-one coverage. That's man-to-man coverage in the secondary on the wideouts, and you're trying to cover Brodsky with Gray, man-to-man, and that ball again, Jimmy Jordan, 3 super passes, putting the ball where the defender can't get to it.
Now Jackson wadded left, and Brodsky now has Sanchez on him. He's come over to the other side. There's Gillespie saying, give me a chance. There's a flag down again, but no, they're not going to reach this. Yes, almost he did. That's 4 times he's thrown to Brodsky. Let's see what happens here. Carter's the outside man on the left. Nope, they give it straight into Ricky Williams. Draw play working beautifully. Dragged down inside the 15, make it the 17-yard line with Victor Jackson hanging on. 35-0, and here come the Bandits again.
Look at the blocking up front. Now, remember, some of the second line's in there, but it's a quick draw to Williams. Once he gets through the line of scrimmage, Atkins, number 55, the linebacker, Jackson, Victor Jackson, 20, saves the touchdown, but that was quick. And this Williams, if you take Anderson out, doesn't look like you lose much, do you?
Well, he's a Florida State man that played on the very first team and got hurt, I believe, in the very first game that Tampa Bay ever played, and had to sit out the rest of the year. Came back a little bit last year. Now flag is down as Williams has got the ball again. This time he runs into a traffic jam, but another flag is down.
They'll get
there they are, 65. There's Reggie, and that is right next to him. And here's Jimmy Jordan. The situation is second down and 10 from the 16, make it almost a 17-yard line. Spencer Jackson in motion. And here's a little flip out here. And there's number 22, Joel Blunk out of Duke University. In his second year, making the catch down to about the 5. And that's the first down.
They're just using that same play that Orlando used. Watch this. Jimmy Jordan's coming out. He sees Joe Blunk, 22, going right underneath the linebackers. That's Atkins trying to catch up to him. He gets there. Guest is there. But they picked up another first down. They're at the 5.
8:50 to go in the ball game. 35-0. It has been all Tampa Bay. Orlando has got less than 50 yards total offense. So they'll get the ball back and try to make the numbers respectable at least. And now it is Ricky Williams, and Williams is stacked up as he hits to the 5-yard line. And it'll be second down and goal to go. Sanchez getting up. James Scott was down at the bottom. Gabrielson is there. Remember, next Saturday, Paul and I will be out in Portland for Los Angeles, but there are a couple of games between now and then, including Memphis, which will play at San Antonio on Monday, and you'll see it on ESPN. And then you will see Orlando again with New Jersey and Doug Flutie and Herschel Walker and company next Friday on ESPN.
You think they're going to throw? They brought in Gillespie,
Everybody.
Eric Trevelyan, and Brodsky. So they've got 3 wideouts in there.
Second down. Jordan would like to have a touchdown pass here. There's been no touchdown pass tonight. Jordan's trying to throw one, throws it into the end zone, and is picked off there by Lupe Sanchez. And will come out to the 20-yard line. And now Orlando will have a shot. Still no touchdown passes in this 35-0 game.
Well, Brodsky falls down, but this young man, Lupe Sanchez, they've got to be happy they have him because he's played a tremendous game tonight. Lupe Sanchez, here's one, George. If you're going to throw it away, throw it away. Throw it into the stands. He's looking at Brodsky. You'll see Brodsky on the ground right there, and Lupe Sanchez for the interception. He threw the ball at a white shirt.
Tampa Bay 35, Orlando nothing. Scoreboard clock shows 7:51 to go in the game. Orlando's got the ball. On ESPN, Goldstein not having a great night either. Fires the ball to the man down low. Is that Nozolik again for his 4th catch? Bob gets up. It is. And that takes the ball out to the 28-yard line. Well, tomorrow, as this first weekend of USFL action goes, Baltimore's at Jacksonville, New Jersey at Birmingham, Portland at Arizona, Denver at Oakland, Houston at Los Angeles, Kelly and Young. That'll be a great thing out there in the Coliseum. And Monday night on ESPN, Memphis at San Antonio. Second down and short. Another throw. And again, it is Nozolik staying in the ball game, not replaced by Echols. That is the top receiver of the night on either squad. Orlando now has a total of 99 yards. So they're getting close to the 100-yard mark. That's total. 56 rushing the ball, net passing 43. Hi there. Hello. It's a nice night for football. And her team, I think, is winning.
I had curly hair like that when I was 1.
I doubt
started
that.
to fall out.
Whoops. Almost encroachment there, and no place to go. Randy Johnson. Out of Texas at Arlington, down the road, very close to Irving, Texas, and those Dallas Cowboys.
Well, Jim, we talked about it at the beginning of the game. Just a reminder for those of you people who are still left is the fact that Orlando did not move the ball well on the ground during preseason, and it was all in the shoulders of Jerry Goldstein. Did not have a great night. A lot of turnovers, a lot of mistakes, but they'll correct them. They'll get better.
Second down 9. And there's Nozolik again, continues to up his average. Nozolik, as I said, is the best receiver on the field tonight. That's his 6th or 7th. We'll check officially for you. Tony Office put him down. That's his 8th catch of the night. Memphis and San Antonio Monday night, 9 o'clock here on ESPN. Then next Friday, as we said, back to Orlando, New Jersey. Doug Flutie, Herschel Walker and company will be there at 8 o'clock Eastern time. And then Paul and I will be out on the West Coast. Watch Steve Young and the Parkland Breakers. Marcus Dupree out there, 9 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock on the Pacific Coast. We're down the last 6 minutes and 15 seconds of this time. There's a Bandit fan.
You know, you talk about Marcus Dupree. They also have a young man that impressed us quite a bit last year, Buford Jordan. Can he run?
When Dupree was hurt and Jordan would come in.
Oof.
Orlando's got a bundle of first downs, but look at the scoreboard. Big difference there. Now here's William Miller running the ball, and Miller gets across the 45 to about the 43-yard line. Is kind of playing out the clock here. Al Richardson steps in to make the stop. And of the 45,000 that were here, I would venture to say that about 20,000 of them have already decided that their ball club has this in the bag, and they've gone home this Saturday night.
When you look at what's happening in this quarter with Orlando, the way they're running the football, again, they're walking back to the huddle, they're getting some things done. He's just working on some plays that they want to cover. They just want to get this football team used to one another and do some basic football.
Second down. That is Goldstein putting the ball up and unable to catch the ball as Eccles, the tight end, with Tony Office, who scored the first touchdown, picking up a fumble and running it in on the coverage. 5:15 left. It has been a delightful weekend here in Tampa. The weather, temperatures have been in the 80s. It was 79 at game time at 8 o'clock Eastern time tonight. The sun has been shining, and that's their forecast throughout the weekend. And there's what used to be a big crowd. A lot of folks have now left in this 35-0 ball game. But only 7 points given up in the second half by Orlando. But Renegades' biggest problem is they haven't been able to score points yet. Third down, 7 to go from the 45. Goldstein back to throw, and he's got the time, and he's got the open man, and he just can't hang on to the ball. Out of the backfield comes William Miller. They need a little bit more than 6 yards to go for the first down. And Goldstein will throw for it. Throwing out here to William Miller, and Miller falls short. Knocked down short. Tampa Bay will take over at the 39-yard line with 5 minutes and 1 second to go, leading 35-0. Not an impressive display by either team tonight except Tampa Bay's defense. 4:58 left on the clock. Orlando will go back 0-1. Tampa Bay will get a W, as they say, one in the win column, 35-0. And things don't get easier for either team. This may be Tampa Bay's easiest outing, and for Orlando, very difficult to get things together in their first ever outing in a road game as a team. Against a team that was, 14-4 last year? Tied with Birmingham. There is Ricky Williams, and Williams gets across the 45-yard line to the 46-yard line. It'll be second down and about 3 to go.
You can bet the defense is telling the offense, let's keep the ball on the ground. Let's get out of here. Can't afford, neither one of these teams can afford injuries. I was talking to John Roush before the game, who is the director of football operations. He says the thing that's made this football team so good this year, they're going to be that good, that was Lee Corso, is the fact that they've got people in the backup role, Jim, that are pushing the first unit guys.
That's not bad.
No, it isn't. That's what makes a good football team.
Second down, a long 3. Blunk gets absolutely nowhere, and it'll be third down and 3. Tampa Bay, as we said, gets Houston here next Saturday afternoon. Then they go on to San Antonio. Then they get Arizona here. Then they've got to go play at New Jersey, at Memphis, before getting Jacksonville with Scythe and Rozier and Griffin here. And then they get Denver with Mouse Davis's run-and-shoot offense. Tampa Bay at Birmingham in April, Baltimore here, at L.A., at Jacksonville, Memphis here, New Jersey here, and at Orlando. Long way to go. This is Blunk. Blunk out of Duke, wearing number 22, fills in at fullback for Boone out of Duke, wearing number 21. And now they are running the clock down, 3:10 to go. And it is going to be, a measurement for the first down, or they're going to call it 4th and 1. And they're going to go for it if they did not make it. They're going to measure. They got their offense on the field. Clock stops for the measurement. Obviously did not make it. And apparently Steve Spurrier is not going to kick the ball away. Or is he? Well, here comes a kicking team out, I do believe. Yep, and Rescission coming out.
Actually, it wouldn't have been bad not to kick the ball because, first of all, Orlando, they were just running plays to run the clock out also. And Orlando better get some players on there in a hurry. There they come.
There's Jackson back, standing on his 10, and Rescission having a good night punting the ball. This time punting into the wind, and of course he's been perfect on all of his extra points. High, hanging in the wind. Jackson is going to take it inside the 10. And let's see if he can get outside the 10. Not much out there. James Stewart. Hold it. That was not Stewart dragging him down. That was Bobby Futrell dragging him down. 2:48 left in the game. 35-0 Tampa Bay. Orlando has the ball, but inside its own 15-yard line. John Bassett, a man in his own right, but he's the owner of these Tampa Bay Bandits, and his daughter happens to play fairly good tennis. Conning Bassett. Excellent tennis. Big man in sports. First down, 13-yard line, Orlando. It's the night they got to put behind them as Wheeler drops that high pass from Goldstein. The night that Goldstein and everybody has to put behind him and just regroup for the coming of New Jersey next Friday, and you'll see that game here on ESPN. 2:29 left. Corso, he was the big underdog coming in here tonight. There's no surprise that Tampa Bay has controlled this game. Maybe the surprise to Corso is that his offense did not do better or gain more. If there be a plus for Orlando, it's that they've allowed Tampa Bay but 7 points in the entire second half after a 28-0 blitz at the end of the half. There's Goldstein putting it up, and this time Wheeler's got it. I guess he went back and said, look, a little high and I couldn't hold it. Just do the same thing. I'll catch it this time.
You know what Lee Corso will do? You'll go back and you'll take your team and you'll look at the film, Jim, and you point out the good things that you did. The obvious things that the guys know who played badly. And this man here is a positive thinker in football. You go back and you say, hey, here's what we can do well. Here's the things that we did well in this football game. All right, we lost 35-0, but we did some good things.
2 minutes to go in the game. Tampa Bay 35 and Orlando nothing. And when we come back, it'll be 3rd and short for the Renegades of Lee Corso. Randy Johnson has just run for a first down out to the 25-yard line. While we're away, we're taking a look at Steve Spurrier right there. Very happy with the fact that his team is winning 35-0, but he cannot be happy with that offense tonight. His quarterback was not sharp. His running game was not great, with a notable exception of Gary Anderson, who got 68 yards on one play. Eccles catches that ball up to the 34 as we're running the clock down in a hurry-up offense. Matter of fact, the Bandits, you know, you say he's unhappy, but his team did gain 235 yards rushing, and that ties a team record for rushing, and yet he is not that thrilled. I think he thought he could be a lot better. There's a pass caught as Keith Clark went one way and Tom Mutt went the other. The linebacker was caught out of position, and Mutt made the easy catch for yet another first down. In running out the clock, this is the best drive thus far of Orlando.
Now, on first down in the last 2 minutes of the half and in the last 2 minutes of the game, the clock stops on a first down until they mark the ball.
Across the middle, and there's Wheeler, the tight end, and Wheeler goes down with Futrell on top of him. They'll stop the clock again because it's another first down to the 35, and now that Tampa Bay defense better start awakening here, or Orlando's liable to go away feeling pretty good that they scored something. They're down to the 35 and moving the ball 3 straight first downs.
We got a timeout by Orlando.
You know they want it. They're going to have to be a lot sharper because Houston will score the points. There's Goldstein back over the middle again. They found something there to Wheeler. Oh, that's Eccles, the tight end. That's been open. Remember, Zolik not always over the middle, but caught 8 balls tonight. Wheeler caught a couple in a row, and now Eccles has 3 for the night.
The reason that's happening is because Tampa Bay has stayed there all night long. They're covering the tight end with the linebacker, and it's the inside linebacker. Now Kirchbaum is the linebacker covering.
Look at this, a pass complete to William Miller. And it's going to be first down and goal to go from the 5, and they may lose their shutout. That'll stop the clock. And the Renegades still have a couple of timeouts, and you know they want to get some points on the board.
Who's taking a timeout now?
Tampa Bay. Only shutout was against Oakland 24-0 last season. They may not get one here. Remember, they got down inside the 10 thanks to a fumble recovery by Times, who ran it down to the 14-yard line, and then they were backed up at a 33-yard field goal attempt by Brockhouse. The first scoring attempt of the ball game missed, and since then Orlando has not come close, but they're close again here in the last minute and 5 seconds. Now it's at over 200. He's completed his last 6 passes, and that's what does it. First and goal to go. Goldstein flips it out there. That is caught for a touchdown by Nozolik. His 9th catch of the night, and Tampa Bay loses its shutout. Nozolik, the tight end.
The man Nozolik beat was Doug Bedoin, number 28. Nozolik just ran. The corner went down into the corner with the wide receiver. Bedoin, the safety, covering Nozolik one-on-one, and Goldstein just flips it out. Here comes Goldstein, and he's throwing this ball going back away, but it's not a long pass. It's a very short one. Now watch. Here's Bedoin right up on the line of scrimmage on Nozolik. He's already beaten right here. Nozolik is much taller. Look where that ball's thrown. Beautiful.
Now Brockhouse will come in as, at last, Goldstein's got his score. Well, as I say, you can't take that away from me. In the second half, the score is 7-7. It was a 28-0 blitz in the first half that won it for Tampa Bay.
See, that's the positive thing, is that man's going to say to his football team, hey, we can do some things. We can move the ball. We just got to settle down and do the basics. They will shorten up their game plan, do the things that they can do well until they get their feet underneath them.
Lee Corso, Steve Spurrier on the other side, 1:01 to go in the game. Well, looking at Corso on one side and looking at Steve Spurrier on this side, you think, who's winning this ball game anyway? Corso's clapping it up, and Spurrier is putting his hands on his knees. Won't this ever end? Tampa Bay's a good football team. Make no mistake about that. In Orlando, well, they are just building on the basis of what they had from the Washington Federals and what they're able to pick up from other teams in the offseason.
Okay, all receivers and linebackers are up. They're looking. Look at this. Steve's counting. How many guys we got out there? Let's see. We got 10. We need one more. We need 11. Okay, let's get him out there.
87 yards in 9 plays in less than 2 minutes for the touchdown.
And looking for the onside kick.
Jeff Brockhouse.
This is where the receiving team protects the ball and somebody gets on it, and the kicking team goes down. They want to blast everybody. Here they come.
All over to this side and kick it this way. Flag is down, but Tampa Bay's got the ball, but Orlando was offside, which I'm sure they shall refuse.
I'm going to bring up a new rule here.
All right, do that.
Ready? Now, if that ball would have gone out of bounds, what would have happened is that this is a new rule this year. Tampa Bay would have had the opportunity of taking the ball at the 30.
Offside, kicking team, penalty decline,
That's
first down.
But the ball stayed in bounds. If the ball would have gone out of bounds, Tampa Bay would have been able to get the ball at the 30.
Now, let me set you
or
up.
a 5-yard penalty.
Let me set you up.
Okay.
What if you kick it out of bounds a second time?
It comes to the 40. Or another 5-yard penalty.
A lot of people didn't know that. In other words, if you kick off the ball, it squibs out of bounds at about the 10. You can either take the ball at the 30 or have them kick it over. Or if they kick it off and squibs out of bounds again, you take the ball at your own 40 or have them kick it over.
They're giving the receiving team an option where they never had one before.
Spencer Jackson, the man in motion, and that is Blunk from a tailback spot. Check that. That is Ricky Williams from a tailback spot. Blunk is the up man. 50 seconds to go in his 35-7 ball game. Most of the 45,000 have gone home. Tampa Bay will go home a winner. Orlando will go across state a loser. They'll have to be encouraged about their second half play here. Not sterling, not outstanding, but some glimmers of hope along the way.
Exactly. And one more play. They have to run one more play, and that'll be all over. And it would be a running play.
Head to head. Bandits lead 2-0. That's against the Federals. It'll be 3-0 after this year. 14 seconds to run this play. That is Ricky Williams dragged down. And unless Orlando does call a timeout and their team is coming on the field, and so is Lee Corso, they're going to let this thing run out. Ball is all over. A big win for Tampa Bay. Neither team looking that impressive. It is the first game of the year for both squads. Tampa Bay's 1-0 and Orlando's 0-1. Final score, Tampa Bay 35, Orlando 7.